Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How is everybody doing?
Hey, that's pretty rude to ask when so many tragedies have occurred.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let's approach the situation with a little bit more care and sadness, summertime sadness. David, how are you doing?
Well, the Ayatollah has requested 5 days of mourning, so for the next 5 days we will be in a state of mourning.
Oh, good. Yeah. Let me play some sad music in the back while we do this. All right. Today is a very tragic day. Today, he died. Anyway, so today Hassan Nasrallah has been confirmed dead, and I've been thinking
it is totally based,
because Hassan Nasrallah was a terrible person, a horrible, absolutely terrible, messed up individual who was the leader of the head of the terrorist group Hezbollah, which was responsible for killings of hundreds of people, of thousands of people, including hundreds of Americans, by the way, who went around with the Shia gang, and said, "Death to America, death to Israel, and curse the Jews. And soon the day will come when we establish Shia dominance here in the Middle East, and we will subjugate all those filthy Jews and all the Christians, and they will obey us. And then the Mahdi will come, and he will say, 'Thank you, you guys did a good job.'" So this was the guy, and he was also constantly firing missiles at Israel. And over the last 1 year especially, now he has been at war very much. So Hezbollah has been at war for with half the world, especially with Israel, for decades now. But especially this last year, since October 7th, Hezbollah jumped in together with Hamas and started firing rockets on Israel non-stop, and been saying, we're going to punish the Zionist entity. The end for Israel is very close. It is coming very, very soon. We are warning you. Our next move, you will be humiliated. We are warning you. You will dead soon. You will very, very dead soon. And then suddenly, boom, he's gone. The funny thing is, Israel just warned them for a long time and said, stop. But they wouldn't stop. They kept firing missiles at the civilian population. Israel had to evacuate the civilian population from the northern border. Israel had to evacuate over 60,000, up to 100,000 people from their homes because of the constant firing. And eventually, when Hezbollah didn't stop, and when Hezbollah even further issued threats, such as posting drone images of Tel Aviv and firing missiles into the direction of densely populated Israeli cities and so on, Israel said, all right, the time has come to put in motion all of our plans, which we have kept from them so far. And then as soon as they turned their attention toward Hezbollah, they eliminated the entire leadership of Hezbollah within 1 week. First by by leaking in and blowing up their pagers, then blowing up their other communication devices, and basically destroying their communication methods and hurting and killing lots of Hezbollah members in the process. Then carrying out precision strikes against significant Hezbollah commanders and leaders, and finally, even directly through an airstrike, killing Hassan Nasrallah, who has been the leader of this terrorist group for, I think, 2 decades.
No, more.
And more.
That's what I was just looking up. Nasrallah became the leader of Hezbollah after the Israelis assassinated the previous leader, Moussawi, in 1992. So this guy's been running things since the previous leader was assassinated. So 32 years. 32. This guy's a pretty good run for a terrorist leader. 32 years as a terrorist leader. And now what are they going to do now, man? Their entire leadership has been destroyed.
Well, the funny thing is, apparently, internally, they appointed a successor to Hassan Nasrallah, who would take over after him.
Not me.
They did actually announce a successor who would take over. However, that
His
successor
name is not me.
Was just killed as well.
Oh, dang.
So, as they are in the process of selecting and announcing the leader, that one who was the head of intelligence for Hezbollah was also just killed. So,
oh dang, I didn't even recognize him, man. I'm looking at a picture of him from 2000. I thought that was a different dude. Okay, yeah, because I've seen recent pictures of him, and I was like, yeah, he looks a little familiar. I'm sure I've seen him in the past. I'm looking at pictures of him young. Oh yeah, I remember this guy running his mouth.
Yeah, you see,
he ain't running his mouth no more.
You see, so this is what you can understand now when thinking once again about the words of Netanyahu when he spoke at the United Nations, and he said there is no place in Iran where you can hide from the long hands of Israel. And he also said, and this is true for the entire Middle East. So, this is something that I don't know, maybe you wouldn't say normally in normal times, but we are way, way past that. Since you are all attacking now, it's time to just really talk about the fact that we have a lot of power. We have a lot of power, and if you really want to unite to, long arms, long hair. Did I just say long arm? What did I just say? Whatever.
I don't know.
If you're going to,
I think you said it in Turkish, so no.
Yeah, if you're going to attack us, we are going to destroy you. That's what Israel said, and I thank Israel for taking out the trash, man.
And here's what's amazing. So, in a situation with Hamas, you have thousands of jihadis taking bunches of hostages, slaughtering a bunch of people, and running and hiding in the towns, and you can't tell who is who. And so you start bombing places where they're firing missiles and stuff. But these are densely populated areas, so there are significant numbers of civilian casualties along the way. And everyone complains, "Oh, why can't you just be precise? Why can't you be precise?" So then Israel blows up the pagers in the pockets of terrorists. And then this is a terrorist attack. You're blowing up pagers. Oh my goodness. This means they could blow up our pagers and our cell phones and our devices. How do I know my laptop's not going to blow up in my face? This is terrorism, terror. And then we'll just kill the leader. And then, oh my goodness, you're assassinating leaders. What is this one? It doesn't, this goes back to just what we were talking about with Netanyahu. Why is he more aggressive in his language now? Like it's hitting. It doesn't matter what we do. We can target one person who's guilty of massive terrorist attacks. We could bomb area. It doesn't matter what we do. They're going to accuse us of the exact same things: terrorism, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. So we might as well just go ahead and take down these terrorist organizations and run our mouths and tell people, okay, wherever you go, we're just going to kill you. By the way, AP, if you were the Ayatollah right now, how you feeling about your future in Iran?
I would feel joyous. I would feel like, yeah, world is
Good times
safe.
ahead.
I'm
Good
gonna do
times
lots of
ahead.
good things.
Oh, it's party time. Party time. I mess with Israel. Now it's party time. Come on.
Yeah, I would be a little bit concerned at this
You
moment.
think? Everyone's dead except you now. Every one of their enemies is dead except you.
I would be slightly concerned at this point. I would think, okay, maybe I should be worried. Maybe I should be a little bit worried about the trajectory, because if the trajectory continues as it is, then I might be next.
Wait. Let me modify that. All of the main enemies are dead except you, and Bibi Netanyahu just said, nowhere to hide in Iran.
There's nowhere to hide.
There's nowhere to hide.
There's nowhere to
Ouch.
hide.
Would you like me to prove that? Would you like me to prove that? Okay, I'm going to cover my eyes. I'm going to cover my eyes right here at the UN. Ayatollah, I want you to go hide. Find a good hiding spot. I'm going to count. I'm going to count to 100. I'm going to count to 100. You, and then I'm going to yell, Ali, Ali, oxen free. That's when you know I'm coming for you. Make sure you're in a good hiding spot. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Earlier the Houthis fired a missile at Tel Aviv at the Ben Gurion airport, allegedly. They also claimed that their missile hit the airport. Israel intercepted the missile. It was a ballistic missile.
I hear Houthi. I hear the word Houthi is Arabic for please bomb us too.
Yeah, so they did that, and lots of people were pointing out they do this thing. They send one missile over, try to hit Israel. Then they tell their own population, "We have struck Israel. The missile has been effective. We have hit their targets." In reality, the missile has been intercepted. Nothing has been hit. And the thing is, it cost them like $1 million or so to just send over that one missile, while their own population is starving.
Really starving. I mean, like, I posted a picture on Twitter of a bunch of kids, a collage of starving kids. And guys, when you say this kid's starving and he's not really starving, and then you see like actual kids starving, like they're nothing but bones and skin and stuff like that, that's what their population is like in Yemen. And these guys are firing up missiles, firing $1 million missiles.
It's so insane. It's like this is the hypocrisy that just that bothers me so much. You have Yemen, which is experiencing brutal starvation, brutal amounts of death and despair, and it has been going on for quite a long time. More than 80% of Yemenis now live below the poverty line. In less than 4 years, the number of people who are food insecure has risen from 11 million to nearly 20 million. 20 million.
Wait. Why do I not hear about this all day, every day? I mean,
because
there's been this war. There's been this war going on for years in Yemen. Wait a minute. I recall stories about them like bombing weddings and stuff like that. And Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they're bombing the crap out of these. And then the Houthi, everyone's bombing. And I hear almost nothing about. You have to actually go and look for something on this topic, even though it's been endless for years now. It's weird. It's almost like, if it's Muslims killing Muslims, or if it's Muslims killing Christians, or if it's Muslims killing Hindus, or Muslims killing someone else, it's not news. No Jews, they say, no news.
Seriously, if one of the sides in this conflict here was Jews, it wouldn't even matter on what side they are and whether they are right or wrong and whatever it is, or the aggressor or the defender. They would be walking around and marching and protesting about this. But since it is Muslims doing it to themselves, a Sunni Shia mostly fight, but also a more political and sectarian brutal fight. Since this is the cause for people dying here, we are not hearing about it. In fact, you have people in the West protesting and praising the Houthis and saying, yeah, Houthis keep going. These guys actually have a starving population. We have heard so much about deliberate starvation by Israel in Gaza, which is not happening. We have here actual starvation happening. actual people dying. But we hear from those scumbags about Gaza all the time, not about this.
Wait, you mean Israel is starving Gaza by bringing in all these trucks loaded with food? What was it that Netanyahu said? It's enough, they're bringing in enough food for every man, woman, and child in all of Gaza to have 3,000 calories a day. That is the opposite of starvation. That'll get you fat.
Yes. Wait a minute. This guy
So
actually
here you have actual starvation and no one cares.
this guy actually published a Nazi cartoon propaganda. He's the the Ministry of Foreign Affairs
and diplomacy.
for public diplomacy and spokesperson for Iran, who actually publishes Nazi propaganda against Jews. That's quite funny.
Yeah, it's quite telling.
That's quite hilarious. Quite funny. Quite funny. Let's see what this is.
Take it to the limit.
That's it. I want to see the bombing. This is Israel publishing the video. Can we get 4,000 people to say, I stayed with Lebanon? Look, here, there's always these people who say, who make this about Lebanon. Most likely this person is not even, this is an Iranian Islamic regime fan, not Lebanese. They try to claim Lebanon. They try to make this all about Lebanon, while it is not about Lebanon. It's about Hezbollah. Hezbollah is in charge of maybe a third or less of Lebanon, but because of their savagery, they are the loudest, and they're trying to assert their dominance over the entirety of the country, while much of the country hates them, especially the Christian population. Lots of Christians are feeling nothing but relief from Lebanon because of the death of Nasrallah and the downfall of Hezbollah.
Yeah, that's I mean, Visegrad there is completely correct. She's talking about standing with Hezbollah. That's what she means. If you mean stand with Lebanon, you would be standing against Hezbollah, because Hezbollah, if they are successful, will get Lebanon bombed down to rubble.
Yeah.
And so if you actually care about Lebanon, guys, keep in mind, we mentioned this yesterday, Lebanon is very, very religiously diverse. You have lots of Sunni Muslims, you have lots of Shia Muslims, you have tons of Christians. In the 20th century, Lebanon was a Christian majority country. You have Druze, you have other small groups and so on. You have a lot of people there who don't want their country bombed down to rubble, but you've got this terrorist group who's controlling things right now. So if you stand with Lebanon, you want the best for Lebanon, Hezbollah's got to go.
Hezbollah's gotta go.
Hey, go. Ho, Hezbollah has got to go.
I mean, really, the world should be thanking Israel right now.
Look at that. Ding dong, Nasrallah's dead.
Look at this visual here. This is what the IDF put out, what Israel put out. The military chain of command of the Hezbollah terrorist organization. Hassan Nasrallah eliminated, Ibrahim Aqil eliminated just a few days ago, Fuad Shukr eliminated, Ali Karaki eliminated, Mohammed Nasser eliminated, Talib Sami Abul eliminated, Wissam al-Tawil eliminated, and so on. Eliminated. May it continue. Next, it would be very nice to see the Iranian Islamic regime. Isn't this just beautiful? This is just so funny. People are making fun of the fact that they fell so quickly. What? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because I mean, we just mentioned this yesterday, but like we've been building them up as this significantly more dangerous force than Hamas, and Israel's like, what? These guys? Those guys? You think those are the tougher guys? Come on, be realistic. So. But dude, this suggests something, because we're sitting there looking. It's like, oh, you guys have been going on for over 11 months dealing with Hamas, and Hamas is significantly weaker than Hezbollah. But what that actually shows is the reason it was taking a long time was because Israel's trying to avoid as many civilian casualties as possible. They're trying to be somewhat careful. That's why it's taking longer. If you've got a bunch of guys who aren't in such densely populated areas. They can pick them off really, really quick, like, and just decimate the entire leadership. And so it's actually a much cleaner war here. Hey, where's that picture? I want to share that with, I want to share that on Twitter with just the, is that on Twitter somewhere? Where are you getting that?
This one?
That graphic. Yeah, I want to share it with, we love death more than you love life.
It is on Twitter. On Twitter, if you just, in fact, I'm just going to retweet it quickly here. I just retweeted it. It's the last post that I made. Okay. So this is it. This is it. They love death, and that's what they get. Now they can play with their virgins. Allah is really probably increasing the productivity of his virgin factory up there because of all the Hezbollah people are coming in. And yeah, it's a fantastic thing, man. And the issue is also that it wasn't just others, it wasn't just us and other people saying that Hezbollah is a very serious group, and that it will be more dangerous and more difficult to take them down and to fight them. It was also maybe this was a strategy, but it was also the Israel, the IDF themselves, that basically said in their public statements that that Hamas is a dangerous and significant force to be dealt with and all that. And so they made it look like Hezbollah needs to be taken very, very seriously, and it's going to be very, very difficult. And then as soon as they turned their attention from Gaza to Hezbollah, it literally took 1 week. It took 1 week to take down the entirety. I loved this this post. I can't stop laughing.
That is
Years of
like
build-up only for the entire terrorist group to be gone in a week. It's just amazing, man.
Yeah, if you're the leaders in Iran, you have to be crapping your pants right now. I mean, the reason is it's not just, oh, these guys can come and kill us. It's we've got a massive majority of our population who can't stand us and wants us out of the way. And these guys could make it happen. These guys could actually give the people what they want. In other words, these guys are catching it from inside Iran by the protesters and so on. And if it starts coming to them from outside of Iran, they are, my goodness, man, we could see the Iranian leadership toppled in the coming months.
Yeah. And that's what should happen. That is what should happen. Here we have the most reliable news. I don't know how he got this wrong, but he said here, Jackson Hinkle here said, breaking, the safety of Hezbollah's Nasrallah has been confirmed. Israel's assassination attempt failed. This is what he said yesterday after news of Nasrallah being targeted.
Matter of fact, that's why I didn't start posting about it. I was like, okay, well, there are people saying he might be dead. Jackson Hinkle says it's confirmed. I'm sure he's got some buddies over there who are pulling his strings because he's a little puppet. So maybe they know. Maybe they know that he's actually alive. But I mean, think about it. This is what's amazing. You've got all these accounts. They all post complete idiotic nonsense that turns out to be completely wrong over and over and over again, and it doesn't hurt their credibility with their fans at all. You got Syrian girl, was that a nuclear bomb that Israel just popped? A week later, was that another nuclear bomb? They're nuking them? And their fans, oh my goodness, they're nuking them. What? And then you've got Jackson Hinkle. It's been confirmed. My sources have confirmed it. I've got the evidence. I've got the receipts. He is alive. Next day, oh, we're all in mourning because it's like.
I imagine Syrian girls coming out of a public toilet stall and shutting the door and saying, "Don't go in there. I think somebody just dropped a tactical nuclear bomb." So
it was me.
Here's Khamenei saying the Zionist criminals need to know that they are far too weak to be able to inflict any significant damage on the solid structure of Lebanon's Hezbollah.
Oh my goodness. No significant damage.
And then here's the community note. In fact, the Zionists referred to here Israel just destroyed the Hezbollah headquarters and wiped out its entire leadership.
Community notes for the win, man. Community notes for the win. I have to say, my favorite thing of the entire year, my favorite thing of 2024 has been the rise of community notes for correcting complete idiotic nonsense.
Yeah, including by idiots like Khamenei.
They had them before, but they've just really taken off because, and it's a really an awesome thing because when Elon takes over and it's we're gonna make this a free for all over here, and any idiot and Nazi and anyone else can just post a bunch of nonsense all day. You're like, gosh, this could be really bad if people get to spread complete nonsense. How are they going to deal with that? How are they going to have any sort of correction? People get community noted.
That's what they do.
Community noted.
That's what they do. Here is Jonathan El-Khouri, who is a Lebanese Israeli Arab. He says, as a Lebanese, this is he's a Christian. It is one of the happiest days in Lebanon's history. As a Middle Easterner, this is one of the most transformative days for the Middle East. As a human being who holds peace before my eyes, this is the most important day for our region. Nasrallah and Hezbollah have terrorized the Lebanese people since the 1980s. He is responsible for the continuous downfall of Lebanon's economy and sovereignty. He bears responsibility for countless assassinations of fine Lebanese men and women solely for opposing his grip on our precious country, and so on. Also responsible for slaughtering thousands of Syrians, which is why there are lots of Syrians and Lebanese people, and also now the Iranian people, especially the youth, going around and celebrating, being very, 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 very happy about the developments. Some people are not quite as happy. This is a journalist who is pro-Hezbollah and very much anti-Jew, Marwa Osman, and she was on RT TV when she was informed live that that Hassan Nasrallah has been confirmed dead. And here is her reaction. This is very sad.
I can tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please? I'm so sorry. Let's end the interview there. We were talking to Marwa Osman, journalist and TV.
Why are you smiling, you
host, clearly
sadistic creature?
This is very sad, man.
It is breaking my heart.
This is very sad.
It's melting my cold heart.
How she clearly is very upset.
Response, please. I'm so sorry.
It's not funny. This is not funny. It's not funny. Stop laughing. There are people laughing about this. Why are you laughing? This is not. This is not funny. Not funny, man. What's wrong with you? Here was Visegrad's response to Khamenei saying, I hereby announce 5 days of public mourning in Islamic Iran. Visegrad responded with, this you, bro. Hezbollah is the victor.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy? He just posted that. What was like a day or two ago?
Yeah.
Hezbollah's the victor. Oh, wait a minute. The entire leadership has been destroyed?
Oh, no.
What were you running your mouth about, dude? We're 5 days of mourning. Dude, it's like 30 hours ago you said Hezbollah, the victor.
You see. And of course, I don't really have the rules of not laughing at somebody being very upset about somebody's death, especially if we are talking about people that are as horrible as this woman who, as I saw earlier, was taunting Israeli civilians to run away, run. She said something like, run, Shlomo, run, and laughter emojis and things like that. So life is tough, man. Life is tough. Maybe you shouldn't choose to make it tough for yourself by glorifying the killings of others and then crying when your terrorists die. The very worst people on X are crying today. Alhamdulillah, truer words have never been spoken. Now we have one individual here. Since David likes always to talk about Nick Fuentes. He sent me this clip, said, "Hey, we should talk about this because this is kind of funny." Here, Visegrad says, "I don't know about you guys, but I'm really getting sick of the tough talk from Hezbollah, but that's all they are," and so on, says Nick Fuentes. Let's see what Nick Fuentes, the little baby Nazi, little Hitler, has to say here.
Can you imagine if he actually had a little mustache?
Yeah. Then he would be really little Hitler. Little Hitler.
And it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really getting sick of like the tough talk from Hezbollah.
It sounds like he's actually getting sick. His voice sounds hoarse.
Yeah, it does.
They talk all this shit and they just keep losing. Like, there's this video of the whole, like the city has been bombed to smithereens. Like Israel drops 100 bombs on the city. It's a smoldering pile of ash. Everyone's dead. It's all black. And they're like, huh, well, the rules of the game just changed. It's like, you just got your shit pushed in. It's over. Like, they're blowing up your headsets. They blew up your radios, and then you went to the funeral of the people that died, and then they blew up the radios that you brought to the funeral. And then they go on Twitter, and they're like, Israel's going to pay for this. It's like, when and how? Because it seems like you don't have any idea what you're doing. You have no idea.
It's funny because he's laughing, but we're going to laugh about him. No,
yeah, it's the exact same thing you could say about him and the Groypers, right? It's like all these guys, we'll destroy the Jews. We're about to wipe out the Jews. We're finally going to get the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. Ah, the entire leadership is gone. What? But he's in that same crowd of like, you're not stopping. You're complaining about them and running your mouth nonstop, but not accomplishing anything except for like getting more people to whine. So you do that. You get more people to whine on Twitter. But I mean, keep in mind, like Nick here has the same idea as like Hezbollah and Hamas. It's okay if we go out and start doing stuff. Yeah, we're not going to win right now, but down the road we'll rally so much support that eventually we get our victory. That's what these dorks do. That's what these dorks. They know they're not going to stop Israel now. They're not going to stop anything about Israel now. Their goal is, well, if we just keep rallying support against them over time, and we get more and more Groypers, and we go from 500 Groypers to 1,000, and we form an alliance with these jihadis and this and that, maybe we will be able to destroy the Jews. You're in their camp, dude. You're on their side. You're making fun of them, and you're with them, and you're in their camp.
Oh, look at our great achievement. We made more people complain about Jews this year. We see, this is our power. Our power is complaining about Jews and blaming all of our suffering on the Jews and all our failures on the Jews. This is how we are strong. We are succeeding. Yeah, this is just the Nazi talk. I mean, these guys like Nick Fuentes and the Gropers, they are even worse. They are more pathetic than Hezbollah, honestly, because Hezbollah at least is there in their pathetic attempt to fight and to punish Israel and then getting bombed to bits very quickly. This guy is just sitting here and talking, and his fans consist of anonymous people with frog avatars posting memes on the internet.
So many frogs.
And thereby being
wait,
their only hero.
Gay?
Yes. their only hero in history ended up killing himself because he failed. It's like, you are in the same camp. You're both pathetic losers.
Yeah. Your radios are bugged. Your alarm clocks are bugged. Your electric shavers are bugged. They're like, well, the rules of the game just changed. I don't know. Seems like it's exactly the same as before. It seems like nothing has changed at all, actually.
That's true.
They control your airspace. They have total do nothing.
Yeah, well, losers. You're both losers.
That's Nick Fuentes.
Here we have some people hitting themselves.
What
the people
This guy's crying.
Akbir!
This guy is fake crying. He just noticed that the camera is there. And he was like, "Okay, I should act like."
Okay,
I'm
okay. My brother told me to stand here. Solidarity. Oh, the camera's pointing at me. And there's the tomb of Nasrallah.
Now here is the thing. Obviously, you can see that this is a densely populated residential place, and a building has been completely leveled to the ground. Now, unlike what Nick Fuentes just said, who apparently has no idea what's going on, they didn't bomb the whole city. They bombed a certain spot where Hassan Nasrallah was at that time and was holding a meeting. Israel got the proper intel on it and dropped the bomb and took him out. Very, very, very precisely and very quickly. Sorry, I just got really riled up from the whole gorilla thing. I need some time to calm down here. But what actually happened is that they took down this building, and I'm sorry, you don't give Israel any other option to solve this issue. This is like you fire at Israel all the time. You fire missiles all the time, shoot all the time. You brag about harassing and trying to kill the civilian population of Israel. And you operate from civilian buildings. Just because you go back to civilian buildings, that does not mean that the other side that you are constantly attacking and whose civilians you are killing and endangering cannot strike you when you are among civilians. Okay, you are forcing them to do this, which is why in this case Israel bombed the place. I think around 10 people died in the bombing, and dozens were injured. That's what happened. That's what you get.
Hey, your buddy Eli David. You mentioned the successor to Hassan, but Dr. Eli David said, breaking: Israel eliminated Hassan Khalil Yassin, who replaced Hassan Nasrallah hours ago. This breaks the Guinness World Record for the shortest tenure as the head of a terrorist organization. 6 hours. This guy was the head of a terrorist organization for 6 hours.
Oh man, that's a bit embarrassing, man. That's a little bit embarrassing. Okay, you have this nice graph put together again. Hezbollah is the victor, how it started and how it's going. I hereby announce 5 days of public mourning in Islamic Iran. Well. That's what you get. If you're a terrorist, that's what you get.
You know what's crazy? It's like, look at what Israel's doing to these guys. Instantly take out the entire leadership. What's that mean? It means they could have done that any time. Israel, the entire time, this guy is calling shots. Israel could have taken out their entire leadership. Yeah. Israel could be taking out Hamas leaders left and right anytime they want. They could have been doing this all the time. They were giving people a chance to change over time, to get better over time. And then what do they show? 2024, we have not changed. We will eliminate you. All we do is prepare to annihilate you. Okay, then. Okay, we're sick of waiting then.
The place where they killed Hassan Nasrallah is Dahia in outside of Beirut.
Wait a minute.
It's a suburb. And
Dahia al-Kalbi?
Yeah, something like that. It's Dahia. And the place is overwhelmingly, I think, 90% Shia populated, and is one of those places where Hezbollah is hailed as heroes and where they are pretty much seen as in charge. And this is where the headquarters of Hezbollah is. Sorry.
That's your headquarters? A big hole in the ground? Crater? Welcome to Crater headquarters. We'll scroll down to the crater here as we make our plans. We've got a couple of we got some rubble down there you can sit on as we plan to destroy the Jews.
This is very funny. Mad Dog said Israel only exists because of USA. I'm not sure if you're aware of the history, bro, but the USA wasn't even allied to Israel when Israel came into existence, and for the first decades. In fact, when Israel came into existence, the modern state of Israel was declared. When independence was declared in 1948, America had an arms embargo on Israel and the surrounding Arab nations, on all of them. Israel defended itself against the invaders and survived, did a fantastic job, and has been continuing to exist. America is definitely a crucial key ally in helping Israel with its power and existence. You can't say, however, that that Israel only exists because of USA. Israel exists because the Israeli population is a population that actually works and functions and creates functioning societies with a proper moral compass, with the happiest among one of the happiest populations in the world, while the surrounding nations do the opposite of all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of the stuff the USA has done over the years, and taking on the Germans and things like that. You could argue in like a really roundabout way that, since the US helped crush Hitler and then, has supplied aid and so, but if you want to say that, then you'd have to say that the United States is the only reason all kinds of places are like, if it wasn't for the US, the British would all be speaking German or be the smallest province in the Russian Empire right now, something like that. But guys, various nations have helped each other over the years. You don't say, oh, therefore the only reason this place exists is because this nation helped them at some point. So anyway.
That is true. That's what they do. That is very, very much what they do. And you just described this process very much, but I found this tweet very funny. It's summarizing. It says, Arab warfare be like, step 1, release badass trailers showing your fighters training in the desert.
Or planes. In the case of the Houthis, remember they're like, look, we have planes. Look at this. They played it like the Top Gun music.
Step 2, give speech promising to annihilate your enemies. Step 3, die.
Yeah. Step 4, complain that you're a victim. Fix that, Swans. Fix that, Swans. Step 4, complain that you're a victim.
This is very, very, very well put. Very well put. Some people are continuing with the commentary here. Step 4, survivors release menacing tweets saying that this means nothing and the fight will continue.
Oh, there we go. No, you got to claim victim, man. You got to go with victim. You got to go with victim. No, AP. I mean, along these lines. I mean, think after the October 7th attacks, you had all the Mohammed Hijab and Bassem. What's that guy's name? Bassem, the comedian.
Bassem Youssef. Yeah.
Bassem Youssef, and he goes on Piers Morgan. Everyone, the whole world is rallying around these guys and protests taking off. And you really think we're going to make a difference in bringing down Israel, and we're going to make a difference with all this. Can you think of anything those guys have been able to actually accomplish? Or if they've been, yes, you've been able to stir up more resentment and hostility against Jews on Twitter. Yes, you've been able to do that. As far as things that are actually hurting or stopping Israel from crushing terrorist organizations, have these guys done one thing? I mean, and that's what's amazing. I mean, imagine just working tirelessly for a year, thinking it's going to get you somewhere, and at the end of the year, like, we've done nothing. These guys are stronger than ever. They're crushing terrorists faster than ever. How is that? In other words, how are you still going at this point? How are you still, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to complain about the Jews. I'm going to complain about the Jews. All I've done my entire life is complain about Jews, and I'm really making a difference, even though it's not visible. It's invisible. The difference is invisible. I'm making a difference.
You see?
In my mind. Bunch of losers. Yes. How? Muslims, how are you never ever concluding maybe Allah doesn't have our backs on this one? Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he's not with us.
I just read something. I'm not sure if there's footage of that. What is this?
6 with more than 150 injured, but the Lebanese
using them as a human
and threatens to destroy
in the southern suburb of
Okay, the footage of that is not here, but one of the reports from just look at this here. Just look at this report from AP News, which is my news channel, which I own, of course. Just look at this line here.
Daily Wire's better. It's funny
after
that our
the
initials are two media organizations.
Yeah. Immediately after the confirmation from Hezbollah, people started firing in the air in Beirut and across Lebanon to mourn Nasrallah's death. That's a little bit of a mischaracterization. Lots of them also did this because they're celebrating. Wish it was our kids, not you, Sayyid, said one woman. Sayyid means is a respectful, honorific title, which like Lord, Master, which they use for certain people, including for Hassan Nasrallah. Followers of Hezbollah and Shias have been using that for him. But the woman says, wish it was our kids, not you, Sayyid, said one woman, using an honorific title for Nasrallah as she clutched her baby in the western city of Babda. This is the attitude, man. Wish it was our kids, not you. Wish our kids died instead of you.
I wish my beautiful little 5-year-old could have died instead of this freaking terrorist scum.
Yeah. Wish our kids were blown to bits and not our favorite terrorist guy.
I mean, think about this, because it keeps coming up that you have people in the West thinking, oh, other people, they have a different religion or something like that, but basically we're all the same. I don't think these people are the same.
No, they're not.
I don't think they're the same as you. And you're like, oh, look, let's bring this woman and her kids to Great Britain so we can help her. And she wants her kids. She'd rather her kids die as martyrs than one of the terrorists who's trying to annihilate Israel.
That is true. That is true. And he wants to kill. Wanted to. Yeah, wanted to, not wants to. You just said want once. So you should correct yourself. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. You alive named him. So Reza Pahlavi says Hezbollah will be defeated. The Islamic regime in Iran will also be defeated. The Iranian people and all those in the region who seek peace will emerge victorious. Inshallah. I hope this will happen. Reza Pahlavi, of course, is the son of the monarch of Iran and currently seen as a legitimate leader of secular Iran.
Man, could you imagine that dude rolled up in there? Could you imagine the Ayatollah and the mullahs, they lose power, and this guy just rolls up in there to thunderous applause and cracks down on all the people who are going around killing, raping, torturing female protesters for not wearing the hijab and so on.
I'm going to tell you what would probably happen. Not sure if it is likely in Iran because it has a very distinct population, but if they actually ended up removing the Islamic regime and doing with them whatever they want, significant parts of the population would want to drag the Ayatollah and the leadership out into the streets and have their way with them and execute them.
We've seen that, yeah. At the very least, it's a parading the bodies through the streets sort of thing. You get people enraged enough, and so I mean, just imagine this guy. I mean, because that's what happened in Iraq with Saddam, right? And then in Libya, when they got Gaddafi, they started ramming things into his butt and stuff like that. After they killed him.
Yeah, I would say the Iranians are a little bit more civilized.
Yeah, they are. But that's why I'm saying parade his body through the streets type thing. Maybe not inserting things into his rectum like they did with Gaddafi, but yeah, I mean, just imagine. It's like your sister or your daughter or something like that was locked up and raped and who died in prison because of these guys and stuff. And then you get the dude who did this. Not going to be pretty. And keep in mind, if the people rise up when their leaders start collapsing, it's not just guys like the Ayatollah here. It's all those cops and so on who are carrying that stuff out. The Revolutionary Guard, all those guys who are doing stuff. There's going to be some they might end up with official trials and executions and stuff with these dudes.
Yeah. So current announcements by former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. He said we should not make a mistake. This is a very, very important opportunity to remove the entirety of Hezbollah and similar threats from the Middle East. He says Hezbollah right now is temporarily very badly harmed and injured, but if we let go of them now, they will just recover and hit us back in 2 or 3 or 5 years. And nobody wants this. Take the opportunity and do something about this. They are on the ground right now. They are beaten right now. Do something. He also appeals to the United States to not treat this as, okay, we have done a lot of things now. Okay, let's not further escalate. Let's not further. No, do escalate. See, the escalation here just brought Hezbollah to its knees. It has ended, or at least temporarily, severely interrupted a long term of terrorism, of Shia Islamic terrorism in the Middle East. They should be taking advantage of this. This is a group that had to be finished. Not only Israelis, but also Syrians, Lebanese people, others have been building so much hate and resentment toward Hezbollah because of their terrorism and their treatments. Hezbollah was responsible for the massacres of thousands of people inside Syria with the help of Bashar al-Assad. This is not just some random political group that you have a dispute with. This is a vicious terrorist organization that is the arm of Iran, of the Iranian Islamic regime, and it's time to take them out. We don't need all of these, okay, no fighting, how about we make peace, how about we de-escalate things. This is the real world in the Middle East, and you need to deal with the real world in real world methods.
And that used to be how you did war. Back in the day, you went out, and if something was important enough to go to war over, it was important enough to crush your enemies and to conquer them over, right? If this isn't really worth winning, then why would we even fight this? If we're going to fight, then we're fighting to win. And somehow sometime after World War II, it became, no, you have to fight, but be as nice and gentle as possible and allow your enemy as many opportunities as they need to regroup. And what the real goal is, to have a nice, endless war, a war that you never, ever win and that you carry on for decades until you finally get sick of it and you leave, and then you've accomplished absolutely nothing. That seems to be the goal. That's what people are going to want here. Okay, look, you did the damage. Look, you sent your message, Israel. Now just stop and leave Hezbollah alone. And then what happens? They regroup, and then they come back and kill you again. And say, guys, what do you do? Do you let this endless cycle continue over and over and over again? Or do you say, you know what? Because keep in mind, we keep talking about Israel basically like letting them keep bombing for the past year, and not really going in and taking care of the problem. It's not just the last year. You're talking decades. You're talking decades of these guys firing rockets into Israel. And now, do you want to go ahead and stop it? You want to just go ahead and stop it? And if Iran is pulling the strings, do you want to just say, okay, we've been putting up with this. We keep putting up with this. It doesn't work. Everyone tells us just keep putting up with it. Keep putting up with it. Maybe all these people will eventually get along with you, and they're still trying to kill us. You know what? Time's up. Time's up. You're cooked.
Chair McBeef here says, remember when Israel was trying to topple the secular leader Assad to replace him with Al-Qaeda and HTS? This is a very big genius take here from somebody who is apparently getting his information from some online forums that nobody knows
from Syrian girl.
Yeah, none of that ever happened, bro. And I'm not sure what you mean by remember when, considering that the Syrian civil war, where Assad has been brutally murdering his own population, is still partially going on. It hasn't ended. The Free Syrian Army that claims to be the independent, real Syrian army is still there. Wake up, bro. Yeah. Let's see what else. Here is our dear friend, Mr. Mohammed Hijab, who said, "What has Beirut got to do with October 7th?"
What has Beirut got to do with anything? I don't even know what that is.
Visegrad said, "Why has Hezbollah been bombing northern Israel for the last 11 months?"
Yeah, Hijab didn't complain about that part.
Of course, he doesn't know how to reply, because he probably didn't even know that this is going on, because the guy knows nothing about geopolitics and is suddenly trying to jump in and trying to comment on it because he's an idiot. So anyway, I responded for him instead with this, which I'm sure he will appreciate. His messages to us, where he said, "Gimp, David Wood can give you a golden shower. Go ahead and give David Wood what he wants. Let David Wood give you a golden shower. Gimp, get on your knees for your master, boy."
Hey.
What?
Hey, you know what would have been funny? I'll leave that up there. Would have been funny if Pierce Morgan had him on the show. And with me now, we have a controversial excuse me. A very important philosopher and theologian, very smart, big guy. Mohammed Hijab, I have some questions for you. You sent these messages. Gimp, DW can give you a golden shower. Go ahead and give D Wood what he wants. Let D Wood give you a golden shower. Gimp, get on your knees for your master, boy. You can suck that. Golden shower from your master. I know you need a slave master. Golden shower. Gimp, get on your knees for you. Let him slap your face. You find. How do you explain this? Wait a minute.
Yeah. And what would he then say? He would say, "Oh, this is where when we deal with the enemies of Islam, it is okay to insult them and mentioning sex in private parts, because our scholars have also done the same thing. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also did the same thing. If they do it, why would I listen to you, you weakling? Piers Morgan, you weakling." Here we have a mosque.
Hey, when he said "find" there, do you think he meant fiend and he misspelled it like he misspelled Beirut? Or do you think he knows your German background and he was using German for enemy?
No, I think he just I think he doesn't know how to spell things properly sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe he has a condition or so. Maybe he has brain cancer or something, I don't know. Here's a mosque in Syria celebrating the death of Nasrallah. Thank Allah for the death of the oppressive Hassan Nasrallah.
Sunni alert!
This is a Sunni mosque celebrating the death.
How did I know?
And the funny thing is that lots of the Sunnis that are celebrating are pretty much on the side of Sunni Islamic terrorists in a conflict against him. So it's like there are currently people who are genuinely relieved that a terrorist leader has died. They are celebrating. Those who are enemies of Hezbollah are celebrating. And then there are also those who themselves support Sunni extremists, but who are against the Shia extremists. They are also celebrating. It's kind of a little bit of a mix here. And those Sunni Muslims, they like to thank Allah, but they never thank Israel here.
Alhamdulillah for Israel.
It's so funny. They get the news of Hassan Nasrallah dying, and they're like, "Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, he's dead, Alhamdulillah." Why don't you stop for a second, and instead of saying Alhamdulillah, you say Alhamdulillah Israel? Why don't you say, "Thank you, Israel. Israel, you are great. Israel, thank you. Thank you, Israel. Can we kiss your feet, please, Israel?" They forget to do that. They always thank Allah. I don't know why. Here is another woman here crying.
إذن نال سيد الشهداء الشهادة، نالها دفاعا عن غزة، نالها دفاعا عن فلسطين، نالها دفاعا عن القضية، نالها دفاعا عن بوصلكات لا تملح الله.
So anyway, she's crying. She called him the master. He has been martyred, and so on. She says,
how come none of these people, how come it doesn't click in any of their heads to say something like, "I wish he hadn't bombed Israel for the past year and been terrorizing them for decades, because then he'd still be alive. But, you know, you reap what you sow, and he kept messing with, he kept launching rockets over there until they bombed his headquarters with him in it. Like, how does that never occur to anyone?
I was not going to. I was going to say this is not funny. It's very sad, and I feel for her. But then I scroll down here and I read this here by Sharon, which says her sugar daddy is dead.
People are mean. Poor lady's sugar daddy's gone, and you're making fun of her.
Her sugar
crying over her sugar daddy, and you're mocking her. Sharon 305 native. How would you like it if your sugar daddy kept bombing Jews and then the Jews retaliated and bombed him? Huh? How would you feel? Huh? You wouldn't like it, people making fun of you, would you? Huh? Yeah.
Oh man. Here's another one from
and how they
Press TV.
we no longer care what the people think, what the Western world thinks, and how they judge us, and how they label us. We're going to fight back stronger than ever before.
Really? That's the takeaway? That's your takeaway is we need to fight. We need to fight harder. We're gonna kill even more Jews, and we're gonna launch even more rockets from our beautiful headquarters. Oh no, it's a crater. Oh,
this is so pathetic. It's like she's pretending to cry almost. It doesn't even sound genuine.
Today, maybe he is, as a leader, he did not die. Sayyid Nasrallah does not die. He is immortal.
Oh, man.
He isn't immortal.
He's dead, lady. Trust me.
And what he continues to be.
Hey, let me tell you, Miss Mariam Saleh, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. He died like a dog.
Yeah. I don't even celebrate death, but that you're being an idiot when you're like, he's not dead. She's not even talking about like alive in the Quranic sense of speak not of those who died in the way of Allah as though they're dead because they're alive. And so she's not even talking about that. She's like, because his movement lives on and he's going to inspire so many people to go slaughter Jews. Actually, I think everyone who's watching this right now is like, maybe not a good time to be going after these.
He died like
maybe not a good time. Maybe not a good time.
This was about Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi when he was taken out, the leader of ISIS, but always the same sentiment.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. He was whimpering, screaming, and crying. And frankly, I think
people go through the door
brought out so that his followers and all of these young kids that want to leave various countries, including the United States, they should see how he died. He didn't die a hero. He died a coward, crying, whimpering, screaming, and bringing 3 kids with him to die, certain death. And he knew the tunnel had no end. I mean, it was a closed end. They call it a closed end tunnel.
Anyway,
he died like a dog. He died like.
So this is true again for Hassan Nasrallah. Just for those who think he didn't die, let's play it one more time.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. He was whimpering, screaming, and crying. And frankly,
AP, seriously, I mean, look at Hamas's leadership, almost completely obliterated. Hezbollah's leadership, obliterated. ISIS leadership, obliterated. And you've got all these, Allah's on our side to kill the Jews. At what point do you at least start to wonder if you should be going out and laying down your life? Like, at what point do you ever stop? Maybe I shouldn't be listening to this guy tell me to go and die fighting the Jews.
The thing is,
maybe Allah's not with us on this.
The funny thing is they don't even have a concept of honorably conceding that you have obviously lost and that it's time to give up and move on and all that. They don't have that concept. There is such an immensely insane amount of arrogance and extremism involved in Islam and Islamic cultures that you can't just accept loss like that. You don't lose and just give up. If you lose, that means, how dare you? You have humiliated me. For this, we will be even harsher, and we will try again. And even if all of us die, we hate you and we will kill you. This is how they are. This is how they are. Unfortunately, this is the reality. This is how they are. All cultures are not the same. Some are really messed up, and some make it very, very difficult to have peace together.
And live inside each one of us. If they believe that they killed one Hassan Nasrallah, they just created hundreds of thousands of Hassan Nasrallah.
Well, I hope they die too.
And I don't know what type of...
So dumb. She's saying, we don't care what they say about us anymore. We don't care how they judge us. Well, you're terrorists. That's number one. But the second thing is, you just pushed Israel to the position of saying, you know what, we don't care anymore what you call us, considering that you always complain no matter what we do. We are going to finish you.
More. Yeah. Hey, AP, have you noticed it's kind of a different vibe? It's kind of a different vibe right now with Gaza. It's like, posting endless pictures of people dead in the rubble and stuff like this. And that seemed to resonate with a lot of people. Oh my goodness, is this an ethnic cleansing and so on? If they're not actually following what's going on, they're just seeing endless pictures and so on. It doesn't seem the same here. It doesn't seem you're not getting the same sympathy or compassionate take for Nasrallah that you get for like kids in rubble or women in rubble. People don't seem to care as much about taking out a bunch of terrorist leaders or blowing a bunch of people's balls out. You'll have people complaining. They still complain, oh my goodness, this is terror. But I don't see it resonating with people as much as the case against what was happening in Gaza. And so this chick right now, hundreds of thousands of more going to rise up. I don't think they will. I think the actual terrorists are going to be terrified to take his spot. And I think other people are like, well, what the heck? He's a terrorist who kept bombing them for years and for decades. And then they took him out. Okay, you reap what you sow. So anyway, in other words, I don't think this is getting anyone on board against Israel who wasn't already on board against Israel. So sorry, lady. I don't think this is helping your cause at all. You're stupid.
It's not helping your cars.
Not helping your cars at all.
Yeah.
Your cars will get destroyed.
Your cars will get bombed. Let's see. I want to look at one of those polls here about Hezbollah and popularity in Lebanon. Relations, attitudes, Lebanese views on Hezbollah. Generational. No, I want them broken down by a religious group.
Nope.
Lebanese views on Hezbollah. U.S. policy.
Sunni, Shia, Christian.
I know, but it's what different things. Here, wait. Lebanese views on Hezbollah. Lebanese views on Hezbollah. Very positive.
Shia.
Only Shia. 66% of Shia said very positive. Hezbollah.
Mm-hmm.
This is funny. 6% of Christians say very positive, and 2% of Sunnis say very positive.
Lots of you do have lots of Christians who live by Shias, and that can play a role in your thinking.
But it's kind of funny because there are more Christians saying very positive than Sunnis.
Christians are more.
Then somewhat positive, you have 23% of Shia. So together that would be 89%, something like that. Say have a positive view of Hezbollah. 6% of Sunni Muslims, 10% of Christian. So less than 20% of Christians have a positive view of Hezbollah. Somewhat negative, 32% of Sunnis, 10% of Shia, 23% of Christian, and very negative, 60% of Sunnis, 59% of Christians.
So most Sunnis, and most Christians.
Yeah, most Sunnis and most
have a
Christians.
have a very negative view
Yeah,
of Hezbollah. So that's why they cheer when this happens.
yes, most Christians and most Sunni Muslims do not like Hezbollah. They really do not like Hezbollah. And what is that? 60, 32. You have 92 here. And you have 80. What? Huh? How does it make sense? Oh, okay, I get it. So nearly 80 to 90% have in general, negative view of Hezbollah in Sunnis and Christians. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So those who are crying are the Shia.
In humanity, they are what type of monsters they are. They are not human. By all
Wait. Who is not human?
of, and I don't know what type of inhumanity.
Who are you talking about?
As a leader, he did not die. Sayyidina Nasrallah does not die. He is still alive. He is an immortal. He is an immortal in what he was.
His name is Duncan MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. He's cousins with Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod, and they are immortal. There can be only one.
He's an immortal.
Continues to be and lives.
Now's the time of the gathering.
She said Nasrallah is inside of us.
If they believe that they killed one Hassan Nasrallah, they just created hundreds of thousands of Hassan Nasrallah.
Hundreds of thousands.
And they're all inside us.
And I don't know what type of inhumanity they are, what type of monsters they are. They are not human. By all definition of the word, they are not human. And we have been quiet.
Why? Because they killed your leader?
They're the worst of creatures. Imagine. All we wanted was to bomb them forever without them doing anything in response. And here they are responding to our endless rockets. No human being would do that. No human. You know who would do that? An animal. An animal. Only an animal would respond.
Our great leader, he said
rocket
he was going to destroy Israel and kill all the Jews. How could they kill him in response? They're animals.
All he wanted was to completely exterminate all Jews and to wipe Israel off the map. Why couldn't they just accept it? Why couldn't they just accept it and let him do it? Instead, these inhuman monsters stopped him from launching the rockets. What is this religion, man?
We have been trying to make amends. We have been silent and being self-restrained for so long.
We've been silent and self-restrained.
Of even trying to be amicable to those sides that are supporting this monstrous regime, this barbaric regime that continues to kill our children and our men and our women. And today, perhaps we might not hear the words of our leader anymore, or we
I'm glad you don't hear them anymore.
might not listen to a new speech of his and get.
Maybe you shouldn't. It makes you sick. It makes you sick. It makes you stupid.
You're sick. You're sick.
Listen to something like listen to music. I listen to classical music. Listen to some musicians. Listen to Leonard Cohen, a good Jewish musician. I love him.
At ease, but we know for a fact, and we have the faith that he lives in every single heart of
Because you're retarded.
ours, in every single child. And the resistance will not stop.
Futile.
I dream about him every night.
The resistance is futile. Someone needs to make that clip, get all the way to right where she is, but the resistance, and then cut to the board going, is futile.
I dream about Nasrallah every night. He's always in my dreams. I just want him to come and kiss me and love me.
As a girl, I grew up with this poster on my wall. My first warm, fuzzy feelings were about him and that poster, and now the Jews have killed him. They're not human.
Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Man. Wild world. Hassan, someone said Nasrallah's successor was decided to be Hassan Khalil Yassin, the head of the military intelligence. Israel took him out 2 hours ago. The message is clear. Hezbollah is not allowed to exist anymore.
That's what it seems like, isn't it? Like everyone who's, hey, here's our new leader.
Yeah.
Here's our new leader. Bah! His phone exploded.
This is so funny. This account has been doing pro-terrorist propaganda all the time. I'm so lost and confused. This doesn't feel real. Type one word in honor of leader Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah.
Wrecked. That's pretty mean.
Yeah. I wanted to write something worse, but kept myself a little bit restrained here.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
And then you have this animal going around.
You see, but we will cross them. We will cross the Jews. When the Ummah's uniting.
Dude, do you remember? I don't know if you remember, but it was like a year ago when he would post this picture, and he would post all the Muslim majority countries as like one big Muslim country. Like,
imagine if we united like this under the caliphate, we would take over the world.
And he clearly thinks of himself as like the future caliph who's going to unite all Muslims and so on. But hey, how's that working out? Muslims who are watching, after you thought, oh, alhamdulillah, things are getting set off with Israel. After October 7th, you're like, oh, look, we can hurt these guys. We can hurt them. Look at this. We can get over their fences. We can go over their fences. We can go through their fences. We can go under their fences. Look, they're weaker than we thought. We can actually get them. We can actually get them. Here we are a year later. How's things working out for you? You liking it? You liking it? You liking your odds? You liking your chances? Because you seem to be getting quieter as time goes on.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Why is this funny to you?
You know what's hilarious? You know what's absolutely funny? There was a song a long time ago, which was an old song about Nasrallah, and I think that was like 20 years ago or so.
Yalla ya Nasrallah.
Yalla ya Nasrallah.
Israel.
לך שכל של ציפור, עדיף שתישאר בבור, כי בקרוב אתה תמות. אתה פשוט אידיוט גמור, עם שיגעון גדלות חמור. אתה שטן או בקיצור, אתה חלאת האנושות. גם אם תזרוק עלינו טילים, או תאיים על הגלילים, החברים שלך מסוריה ואיראן. גם אם תפיל כאן עוד קטיושות, תדע שאין כאן שום ירושות, ביחד נתגבר על הצרה. יאללה יא נסראללה, נדפוק אותך אינשאללה, נחזיר אותך לאללה, עם כל החיזבאללה. יאללה יא נסראללה, תלך מפה יא זבאללה, נגזר כבר מלמעלה, שזה הסוף שלך אתה.
That's beautiful. This is a Hebrew-Israeli song.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that said, so hopefully I wasn't dancing to messed up stuff.
You can see it right here. It's right here on the screen, man. It was saying,
really,
okay,
you got subtitle. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I looked at the top subtitle, which made no sense. It was just gibberish. But you're pointing out that the subtitle below that was actually okay.
You see, that's what they do.
If you ally with the disbelievers in any wajh min al-awjuh, any way, shape, or form, if you ally with the disbelievers, you're a disbeliever.
Hey, let's go join the LGBTQ community and please for Palestine to unite with us, and let's form an alliance with the gropers. Let's and the communist atheists. Let's all form a big alliance.
Walking clown emoji here.
Allying yourself with a disbelieving nation who believe in kufr and shirk.
The disbelievers who are a'da. The enemy is disbelievers.
The Sharia come first. Islam come first.
No doubt about it in my mind. No doubt about it. 100%. Yeah, no doubt about it in my mind. I will say.
Can you understand why people want to say to you, then get it?
Talking about this. Does he just adjust his speech and his accent depending on who he's speaking to? No doubt about it in my mind.
Establishing Islam. And I think that's our jihad, to be honest. For us Muslims living in the West,
yes.
our jihad is to establish the deen of Allah through all means necessary.
Prophet Muhammad.
Did you hear that?
All means necessary.
Did you hear that? Idiots
All
out there.
means necessary.
Idiots who are saying, oh, did you hear what he just said here?
Talking about establishing Islam. And I think that's our jihad, to be honest. For us Muslims living in the West,
Yes.
our jihad is to establish the deen of Allah through all means necessary.
You know what?
He's got
This
a
is
big
why.
Zabiba. Look at his Zabiba.
This is why Israel is doing a good job in responding and fighting back against Islamist terrorists and Islamist groups and keeping them in line, keeping them in check and all that. Because, you know why? Because Israel has balls. Israel has balls and values and the dignity and the integrity and the valuing of life instead of being complete morons. You know who doesn't have balls and who lacks all of these things? I'm sorry to say this. Western nations. Western nations don't have balls. They'll cut them off a long time ago, a while ago. And it's taking a while to get them back on, to sew them back on. Or to grow them back on. I don't know.
You did.
I did.
So you have Israel, right?
Yes.
We were just pointing out Israel put up with a lot from these guys over the years, and even the past year just kept putting up with it, kept putting up with it, kept putting up with it, and then you know what? We're not putting up with it anymore, and we don't care how much you whine. We're stopping Hamas and we're stopping Hezbollah and we're stopping them permanently. And hey, Iran, how are you looking over there? They finally got to a point where, you know what, we just don't care. We're crushing these guys. Islam has a habit of pushing people until they get sick of it and they just say, you know what, we want to get, we would like a world where we get along and stuff. You are not allowing us to have that. And so we're sick of it. We're crushing you. Other nations are going to get to that point, man. All these guys running on, yes, we're going to subjugate you. We're going to rape your daughters. Yes, we're going to kill all the apostates. We're going to kill you all. And people put up with it. They put up with it, and put up with it, and put up with it, and put up with it. You're eventually going to get to, you know what? We're sick of this now. And we don't care how much you whine. We don't care how much you scream Islamophobe. We're not putting up with this crap anymore.
If you're in the UK and you respond to this, criticizing this and calling out Islam for what it is and these Islamists for what they are, you might get in trouble with the law. So be careful when you are in the UK talking about this kind of stuff. Don't respond to it. Don't respond to it. You might go to jail because the UK is retarded.
But the people,
yeah. Sorry, that's just plainly what it is.
Necessary.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he led what would be considered, in a sense,
what would be considered
death
if I talk like this,
and that
like this.
He spread Islam in this way.
Islam is a warrior religion in many ways, and it's unapologetic.
Warriors.
Look what he just said.
He led what would be Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He led what would be considered, in a sense, a war cult, a death cult, and that he spread Islam in this way.
Islam
we got a Palestine shirt on.
I really want to. If somebody knows which video this little clip here is from, please let me know. Please send me. I want to see the entire context of this. Because I would just like to check it out. I would just like to check out the entire context of this video and have a look at that.
Spread Islam in this way.
Islam is a warrior religion in many ways. And
yeah. Look at our warriors. Look how all our warriors are doing so powerfully against Israel.
Islam is a victim religion. Islam is a crying and playing the victim religion.
Islam is a crybaby victim religion. They keep pushing everybody until they push back, and then we go, oh, look, he just pushed us back. Oh my goodness, so intolerant Islamophobes.
This is what they are. They go on the internet and go talk about you. Islam is a warrior religion. Islam strong. Islam powerful. And then they're like, United Kingdom, can you please take me in? I'm in trouble back there. Life is not very good in my Islam. Can you please take me in? And please make sure nobody says any mean words to me. Please, please. And please tell Israel to stop fighting back against us. Please, please. And then later, the same person goes home and goes, we are strong. We are
We're a warrior religion. We're going to conquer you all. I mean, think about this.
Please, Western nations, please take us in. We can't live in our Muslim countries. They're Sharia-compliant hellholes, and it's nothing but death and destruction in our death cult, as some would call it. Can you please take us in and give us asylum?
And then they get there, ha! Now we're here. We're strong by any means necessary. We will conquer you all. We will take your altars. We will kill all the apostates. We'll subjugate you all. We'll subjugate you all. We're a warrior religion.
Now, please, Western nations, will you help us do something about Israel? Please, LGBTQ. Please, Queers for Palestine, communists, Antifa, all of you, gropers, can you please help us? Well, can you please help a warrior religion? A warrior religion is so
also make sure that I'm allowed to say that this is a warrior religion. Please, please. Otherwise, I can't say it. They're going to come after me, please.
Perpetual
Pathetic
crybaby
little
victim
weasel.
religion.
Abraham Harm said, my phone call to the Jews worked. You're finished, boy. But shouldn't Nasrallah have wanted to come back to life and get martyred again over and over?
That's what Muhammad said.
Yeah, that's probably what he would like. However, we don't really care about how Nasrallah would have felt. I think what matters more is the impacts of him being alive or dead in the real world, and he's dead, and that is good. Ayatollah Khamenei says, has anyone considered how rude it is to kill all my friends? I can't use my pager. I can't use my helicopter. I can't use my walkie-talkie. What am I supposed to do? Jews. Nasrallahu Akbar. I turned on my TV and guess what? Seinfeld. Just leave me alone. Stalin Rail Woodworking said, Islam is a religion of peace. A peace blows this way and a peace that way. This is exactly what it does. That's what happens. That's what they do. Sanke said, breaking. Iran raises black flag of mourning. Not a drill. It's over for Israel. Trust me, just 2 weeks. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, they said that they're going to respond in time.
Yeah. I mean,
totally.
You might think because of them running their mouths, they're like, okay, well, now you've crushed all the Hezbollah leadership and you've crushed Hamas. Now you're going to deal with the might of Iran. In reality, I think these guys are going to get the memo. And if they don't, the memo is going to blow up in their face.
The funny thing is, they said that if Israel directly attacks Hezbollah and starts targeting their leadership and personnel, then Iran said that is when they will intervene and jump in and fight. And Israel happened. Israel just said, we don't care, bro. It's not going to happen. So they just went ahead and did it. You see? Israel knows that they are bluffing. They're not buying it anymore.
They forgot the first rule in a crisis situation. If you're going to bluff, be prepared to have your bluff called. Oh, no, that was the second rule. Never mind.
Alhamdulillah. Ari Osman, Hezbollah Akbar. Cam said, hope I'm not next, inshallah. I hope you are. Ayatollah Khamenei, I've been hiding under my covers all day, and now I have bed sores. I have eaten 3 quarts of Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey to console me. You should eat more of those. Ari Osman, look up Robert Spencer versus Richard Spencer. There's such a thing.
What?
La 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 la. I don't know why you told me to look that up. I don't find anything. Do you mean on YouTube? You mean on YouTube? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, but YouTube. I don't see anything. I know what you mean.
For anyone who doesn't know, Robert Spencer is my friend. He's been dealing with jihad and responding to it and exposing jihad for many, many years. And Richard Spencer is some sort of white nationalist and so on. And some people see the name, R. Spencer, and they get confused on them.
Yeah, yeah. And Iran is saying, no, you have crossed the line. I bet if Israel went ahead and directly killed the Ayatollah, directly killed Khamenei, they'll probably still make a statement and say, no, Israel has gone too far.
Now we're going to respond. No, they will rue the day
they took out our leader.
They will see the power of the Iran. And Wyckoff, Mossab Hassan Yusuf had a bet. Those who guessed the correct date of Nasrallah's death get $777 and a signed book. I won. Nice. What? Really? Are you serious?
He did do that. He did. I remember. I didn't remember at first, but yeah, he posted that like I think like 2 days ago or something like that. He posted. He said, "Oh, okay, you'll predict the day. You'll get $777 and the signed copy of my book."
Oh, wait a minute. This is it. Let's gamble. Anyone who predicts the day and date of Hassan Nasrallah's assassination will get an autographed copy of my newest book, The Last Prophet, and 777 cash gift. On what day and date Hassan Nasrallah is scheduled to meet Allah? This is funny. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Wow. Wait a minute. You're right here.
There we go. What? Oh, she said that on the 23rd. She said, I'll guess Friday, September 27th, 2024 could happen, I suppose. Oh,
wow.
Winner.
Wow.
It says, well done, winner.
Nicely done. Well done. Well done, Anne.
What?
You see, this is the proof.
You have to split that $777 with us because you only are accurate in your predictions by being informed by AP.
Sure. That's cool, man. That's very, very cool. That's very cool. It's so based of him to do this.
It's pretty based.
Kakoli said, blasting the song Yallah Ya Nasrallah. Do it. I also made my own song about Hassan Nasrallah.
You always make the best songs.
Kula Luke said, pro-Hezbollah journalists like Mr. Hello, my enemies, have been in meltdown all day. Yeah, well, that's what they do. Hunting Shark, thank you both for back-to-back stream, and this happening on my birthday. Best present and upcoming Rosh Hashanah blessings I could ask for. Yeah, Rosh Hashanah, for the new year in the Jewish calendar is coming up. That is, I think, October the 2nd is supposed to be. That's Rosh Hashanah for 2 days. October 2nd to October 4th is the Jewish New Year. Very significant time in Judaism. St. Miles, guess it was a bad day for Nasrallah. Indeed it was. Khamenei gifted 10 memberships for this occasion so that more people can be happily part of this club. Thank you, man. Thank you. Gabriel says, Gabriel made a super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Lloyd44, how are the Islamic terrorists going to organize a peace agreement with Israel now that they are too afraid to pick up their phones? Well, they can always just send, like letters or telegraphs. I don't know.
Yeah, go telegraph. Tap.
St. Mars gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Always appreciate you, St. Mars. Always appreciate you. Thanks everyone for being here. We have over 3,000 people watching. Make sure you subscribe and like this and share it with your grandparents and your grandchildren so that they can also watch this channel and also be informed about this stuff and also be part of this growing cult with which we will soon take over the world. Giovanni JD says, could you give a brief explanation of how Lebanon functions? Is there just a Hezbollah controlled area? Do the two factions struggle with each other? So
this one's actually tricky because it's changed over time. Like I remember, like when they formed, I don't know the exact details, but I mean you can look it up real quick. It's pretty easy to look up. As far as when it formed in the 20th century, it was they basically went with the populations of the time and they said we're gonna put it in our constitution that we have. I forget what it is, like a Christian president and then like a Sunni Muslim, whatever, vice president, and then a Shia as the prime minister. They set it up like that so that each has representation there. But then the percentages changed over time. You started people going, why the Christians have the leaders now when there's smaller parts and so on.
So here it is. President is always a Maronite Christian. So this is how it was determined when it was founded. The president of Lebanon is always a Maronite Christian. The prime minister is always a Sunni Muslim, and the speaker of parliament is always a Shia Muslim. This is how it is meant to be, and it was created that way and is kept that way. Although this has been very, very harshly contested, and there have been lots of attempts to replace and to oust certain people and so on, where one party tries to overreach over and tell the others what to do. The parliament has 128 seats, equally divided between Christian and Muslim and / Druze, 64 each. Within these, seats are allocated to specific sects: Maronite, Sunni, Shia, Druze, Orthodox, etc. Cabinet includes members from various religious sects, follows a similar power-sharing approach. Major political blocs include Hezbollah for the Shia, Amal also Shia, Future Movement Sunni, Lebanese Forces Christian, and the Free Patriotic Movement Christian. Lebanese forces were also part of were the Christian side in the last war, which Israel helped. Sectarian influence. Political decisions are often shaped by sectarian interests, leading to a fragmented system with frequent gridlock. This confessional system was solidified by the 1989 Taif Agreement to end the civil war, but often leads to political instability. So this is basically how it's ongoing. They solve the political divide by having this, but you can see pretty much on a if you look at the demographic map of Lebanon, you can see that the populations are divided as well by people simply moving to certain regions and living there. Although there is some mixing, you will see certain patterns, such as that
remixing.
that Shia is very dominant here in the south, right at Israel, and in this region to the east. And they also have a district in Beirut, which is also the one where the bombings took place, where the targeted strike at Nasrallah took place. The red areas are Maronite Christians. They're the Maronite Christian dominant areas. The green ones are Sunni Muslim dominant, and then there are the brighter blue ones for Druze. And then you have the Alawi population, Greek Catholics, Greek Orthodox, Armenian Orthodox, and so on. So it's a very, very big soup of a country when it comes to different communities and beliefs.
Gumbo.
And also the politics are bled in that way. But for these regions here, for example, in the Shia part, Hezbollah is very much dominant and Hezbollah rules. Outside of those, Hezbollah doesn't rule, but Hezbollah also tries to assert their dominance and tries to claim that they are basically representing Lebanon altogether, and so on. It's pretty harsh. Yeah, you said, Billy Bogus said no Jews. Jews were very much hunted and kicked out, and many of them simply decided to flee the country and go to Israel or to different countries.
Yeah, if you're a Jew in America or Canada and you don't like the way things are going, it's a pretty big move. It's a pretty big move to say, you know what, we're going to Israel. Some do it and so on, but that's a pretty big move. If you're just north of the Israeli border and you look around going, these guys don't like me here, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Gad Saad,
kids, pack your bags. We're going for a little ride here.
Gad Saad grew up in Lebanon, who is a very, very nice guy, who just reached, I think, 1 million followers on X. What? And I had him on my channel a while ago. Very, very nice guy. He grew up in Lebanon, and his family fled Lebanon during the civil war, and so on. It's a problematic country. But the thing is, Lebanon also had a reputation, probably because of its Christian origin and not the Islamic dominance, and was seen as and of course, the Christian aspect also led to better interactions with Europeans and others. But it had this reputation for being the Switzerland of the Middle East, and Beirut had this reputation for being the Paris of the Middle East, and so on. But after the 80s, 70s, and 80s, things started getting really, really messed up increasingly. Yep. So that's that. Hope that answers the question. Giovanni GD said, I already read this. What's wrong with you? Hu Jintao, David Wood's mug reminds me of Nasrallah crying video. AP, how was Cenk Shapiro video? Cenk will be yelling the same way now in interviews after Nasrallah's dead. I anticipate that Cenk Uygur will go on Piers Morgan again, probably about this whole Nasrallah thing, and be like, this is absolutely disgusting.
It's a genocide!
Disgusting!
It's a genocide! What is it? Okay, come on. Okay, so, the dependency, and the publicity, and the publicity, and the publicity, and the publicity! I got billions of views on my channel!
This reminds me of Bigot, Donald Trump, and racism.
It's racist! It's racist against Hezbollah!
Jack Ray, I guess people forget about things like the Bangladesh genocide, Muslim on Muslim. Well, you also have you had that. You currently have a situation in Sudan going on, but nobody cares about it.
Yeah, no Jews, no news, and that gets put out as to mock. It's completely true. It's completely true. If Jews are involved, it is massively more likely to be all over the news.
You see, that's the truth.
Which is weird because Jews control the media, right? And so they're like,
anytime we can make someone angry about us, let's do it, since we control the media.
The Jews.
It's unapologetically so. It's about expansion. It's about conquest and so on.
So keep fighting the Christians and Jews until they give jizya. So it's compelling them to give jizya. This shows you clearly that it's about forcing people to become Muslim.
You see that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? So he's talking about Quran chapter 9, verse 29, which I think is one of the most important Quran verses, which everyone should know when it comes to Islam, which says, fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor comply with what Allah and his messenger have forbidden. What stupid translation is this, man? So basically, fight them if they don't accept the religion of truth from among those who are given the scripture, until they pay the jizya, not tax, willingly while they are humbled. So he correctly, actually, interprets this Quran verse as it was traditionally interpreted and understood across schools, and says that this is meant to humiliate and compel and basically force the disbelievers to become Muslims. You're supposed to make them convert to Islam. Although you can't directly say convert to Islam or else. You're supposed to basically force them.
Guys, there's all these things are connected here. So you're looking at hijab,
And we're a warrior religion, and we fight and so on, and we've been commanded to fight and take over the world by force as this warrior religion.
For these kinds of people, any sort of victory is,
you see, this is the strength of Islam.
That's why you don't ever want them, you don't want to give them an inch. You want them to lose every time, because that traumatizes their entire mentality of we're here to conquer the world and God is with us to conquer the world. So don't ever give these clowns a victory, ever, period. Not an inch.
You see?
Keep fighting the Christians and Jews until they give jizya. So it's compelling them to give jizya. This shows you clearly that it's about forcing people to become Muslim. Reason why you have to fight them is because they are Jews and Christians.
You hear that?
Because the Jews and Christians. Hey, hijab, come get your jizya. It's waiting for you, hijab. Come and get it. Oh, you can't. You're a sniveling coward. And a weakling.
Imagine if
a glass jaw.
If Christians here said if Christian preachers popularly said, "Oh, we have to fight the Muslims." We have to fight them, and it's not for anything they have done. It's because they are Muslims. We have to fight them because they are Muslims. This would be widely condemned.
Yeah, and imagine if your partner's like, oh yeah, I was going to get the apostates and was going to kill them. Oh yeah, I was going to be eating the popcorn as we chop their heads up. It would be international news on a daily basis if you had Christians saying this. These guys can say it all they want because, you know, the Jews control the media.
You see, that's what they do.
The reason why you have to fight them is because they are Jews and Christians. Oh, it's
the reason you have to fight the Muslims is because they are Muslims. It's quite obvious, right?
Martyrdom. The idea of shuhada, shaheed in Islam, bro. It's the idea of shaheed is we celebrate the ones who have been killed, who've been martyred, who've been martyred, bro.
While we sit in nice restaurants, eating and drinking, and you've got all these other guys who they go out and die, well, so that we can sit here and live like kings in the UK. He has the exact same mentality as one of the leaders of Hamas, the guys who become billionaires while other guys are waging jihad, and all he does is like praise them. Yes, so you see, you're doing a great job, and we celebrate your death. Man, I'm making lots of money from this.
You see
the concept of martyrdom, then I would consider that to be an advantage, frankly. The one who's willing to commit suicide has the initiative.
We believe that life begins at death. We don't care about death. We love death.
Then go and die. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's what I mean. There are certain terrorists, those who go and blow themselves up in a terrorist attack or something like that. Like, I'm like, okay, this guy actually believes it. This guy actually believes it. Then you got the hijabs who run around their entire lives. We love death. We love death. We love death. Oh, and living very comfortable lives with multiple wives and multiple very beautiful, spacious houses, and eating and drinking the finest foods and driving the finest cars and so on. And yeah, but we love death. If it's other people dying, not us. We've got too many worldly comforts here.
So sorry, I misspoke. We love killing.
If it's a Muslim majority country, if they want Islam, then surely on democratic principles, outsiders should have nothing to do with that.
This is from my video, but whoever recorded this, whoever clipped this, is a horrible person. What is this, man? What is this quality? I published this video in brilliant quality, and they cut out this, which makes me want to cut off my ears so that I never hear again.
This should have nothing to do with that.
Allahumma destroy all the enemies of Islam. Allahumma destroy all the enemies of Islam. May Allah destroy them completely.
Here we are.
And show in them, show in us the great signs of Allah in their utter destruction and annihilation, humiliation.
You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
Well. There's, of course, for those who misunderstand this and who use this video to further their Islamophobic attitudes, I must point out here that this is absolutely not representative of Islam and of Muslims in general, and absolutely is not. And all religions are equally bad and something like that. And also, I'm a complete idiot. Yeah. Anyway,
that's the truth.
Let's get some super chats here. Crusader General, every must take note. You may or may not get a page before you meet your virgin goats when you mess with the Jews. That's true.
Hey, hang on. That almost rhymed. Every Muslim, just take note. You may or not get a page before you meet your virgin goats when you mess with the Jews.
The Jews. The Jews. The Jews. Ligamathicon said, I have been drinking champagne since yesterday. You both had better join me. You have no excuse to be a party pooper. Here's your shekels for booze jizya. Pour some out in sympathy for the goat virgins or Jannahs and what they must now endure. Yeah, I feel bad for all the goats that are being raped in Jannah right now by the terrorists.
I didn't think of putting a champagne in my jihadi tears mug.
You should do that. I was thinking, I thought before, actually somebody told me you should pop champagne when you go live. And I thought, oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah. Hezbollah is now fighting like Monty Python's Black Knight Stumpy.
I'm invincible!
Gosh, I need to see that again.
I remember the first time I saw it, and then I rewound that part like 20 times in a row just to watch that night fight again. It's just a scratch. It chops your arm off.
Every moose or your is wrong with you. Twitter not allowed to communicate in an Ayatollah fatwa to everyone on Twitter. My theory is that 72 virgins are made up from other jihadis. Yeah, it's kind of like they're basically cutting up the other jihadis and putting their bodies together in order to create the virgins. Yeah. Sheikh Mike Wingling, this is not funny, AP. How would you feel if you were running a mouth and were told Erdogan was confirmed dead? Even David Ben Wood has more empathy. This is very, very true. This is very true. It's very true. Nasrallah said.
Nasrallah.
Nasrallah said, "You won't get away with this. Your leather straps shall forever be dry and itchy." Celebratory shekels from Bob with head. Thank you so much. Toda Rabba. Worst Pieces says Allah really is on their side for real. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He's just a little bit late. He's busy right now. Bob with head. The funniest thing IMO is that the last thing he saw. I know that this says in my opinion, but I just have this tendency to read all of these things as if they were some meaningful little short abbreviations. Is that the last thing he saw was Bibi's speech, and then the mousetrap sprung. Yeah, that's apparently what he was doing. In his final moments, he was watching Netanyahu at the United Nations.
Who does this Jew think that he is? I am safe in my bunker here. No one can penetrate this mighty fortress.
He was going like, I promise you, brothers and sisters, we will soon take the biggest action on the Zionist entity. They will all be killed. We will finish them. We will finish them. Alhamdulillah. We'll finish them very, very soon. And then, that's ironic. That's pretty ironic.
Isn't it ironic?
That's enough laughing. I just made the call and I'm going to have the UN do another walkout. Who's laughing now?
Dude, that's seriously the stuff that cracks me up. Oh, we'll teach you a lesson. We'll walk out on you. Okay, I just took out all of Hezbollah's leadership while I'm talking here. I'm sitting here talking. That was some straight Godfather stuff. I've never seen the full movie, but there's that end where he's sitting in there and like all his enemies get killed. And
did you just say you have never seen the full movie?
No, I think I saw the third one all the way through, but the other ones I've just seen YouTube clips. I don't like watching movies where I was like, oh, it's the best movie of all time. Because back then I thought people were idiots. And I was like, oh, if a bunch of people are saying this is the best movie of all time and they're a bunch of idiots, then I don't even want to see that. But then I changed over time. And so I will watch it one day. I will eventually watch The Godfather 1 and then part 2. And then part 3, I think, was Godfather meets Godzilla or Frankenstein or something like that.
Okay, can we just make sure that you are going to watch those movies?
I'm going to watch them one day, yeah.
Godfather 1.
I'm going to watch them.
Okay, good. We can continue for now. Kakoi said, please throw in Yallah Ya Nasrallah if you haven't heard it. Yep, that was before I played it. Christ Kingdom said, AP, when do you think Erdogan, the leader of Muslim Brotherhood, will be taken out? Muslim Brotherhood really thrives in Turkey and Qatar.
Hey, could you imagine if this it's just one after another? So it's like, Hamas, oh, we'll kill all the Jews, and then they bomb Gaza down to rubble, and then now you will face the might of Hezbollah and completely take out their leadership. And then Iran is like, no, you will face us. You have not faced the might of Iran. And then the entire Iranian leadership gets taken out, and you have a revolution, and the people take over the country. And then Erdogan's like, now that you've taken out everyone else, you're going to have to face the might of Turkey. Turkey. And our new spokesman is Cenk Uygur. How will you face him?
Uygur. I heard a report Hezbollah has commanded people to get rid of their Tamagotchis as they are a security risk. More needless casualties of the IDF. You probably didn't have a Tamagotchi. I'm not sure why I'm asking you.
No, I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a Tamagotchi is?
No, I know what a tomahawk is, but not Tom.
That's exactly a response I would expect from you. A Tamagotchi.
Oh, they look like pagers.
Those things were the thing back in the day. Songs of Relief said 3.6 thousand watching. Oh yeah, 3.6
Should have a
thousand.
lot of people watching, man.
It's because people just like it when the bad guys die.
No, they want to come over here because they, you said they see Hassan Nasrallah is dead, and they're like, finally, we can mourn together with everyone else. There's a live stream where people are gathering together to mourn.
Hassan Nasrallah is dead. He's dead.
Isn't there something that comes across as like really fake about all that? Like, but this is the victory. Hundreds of thousands will rise up, and we love death, and he's with. It's like your words are saying you love death and you think it's great, and now you're on the path of victory, and everything else is saying you don't believe anything you're saying.
We really just love death. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's put on something. No, I don't like that. All the music here is stupid on a stupid platform. Anyway, Ibiga said just watched Daily Wire digitally decapitate Hakikachu in a debate. Does Daily Wire have scholar level knowledge of Islam? His contextual knowledge is impressive.
Actually, anyone who debated Daniel Hakikachu post IP debating him would have done significantly better, because that's when people caught on. Because Daniel Hakikachu had this method, which I've seen Shabir do this to an extent where he's like, oh yes, and there's a German scholar who said this, and like he's assembling all these fringe ideas and putting it together for his case. But Daniel just like dialed it up, and like, I'll go in and I'll cite 37 different studies on all this stuff, and no one's read 37 different studies on this. So you think he's being accurate with his sources. IP went in there and just like, that's not what that source said. That's not, you're completely misrepresenting stuff. I don't know if you're lying or you just like, you read the abstract but didn't see what was in the actual article. So he just crushes them on this. But that's when people caught on to Daniel's methodology. And this ties into point I've said, like Dawah guys do not have long career. They don't have long careers. They don't have long lifespans as Dawah guys. They have like 3 to 7 year lifespans as Dawah guys, because they all come out with some new thing. Here's my new trick. Each new guy comes along, he's got some new trick, and it takes a while for people to figure out exactly what the trick is. Once the people figure out what the trick is, then all of a sudden these guys don't want to debate anymore, and then they fall out of favor and they get replaced.
So Dawah guys don't last long. That's what you say.
Nope, they don't. They don't last long at all. They're short timers.
That's pretty rude. Pretty rude.
If you talk to psychiatrists or people who actually read body language, they can tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please? I'm so sorry. Let's.
But Jackson Hinkle, Jackson Hinkle, he said confirmation that he.
What's wrong with you, man? This woman is mourning. She's sad. She's upset that her hero died.
I'm just saying there was news that
but she looks like
a good chance he was dead, and then
she looks like she's sneezing. Look, she's about to sneeze. She's holding it back.
Pikachu.
Yeah, okay, let's get a good shot. Okay.
Why is she showing so much faith?
Omar Harris said, "Thank God for the Crusades. Alhamdulillah. The Crusades were kind of based a little bit.
Good idea. Not so great on the execution sometimes. Sometimes messed up, but In theory, hey, look what these guys are doing down there. Let's not put up with it anymore.
Yeah, you had certain aspects of it that were a little bit messed up, which you
Mhm.
have when you have such a decentralized campaign to fight.
Yeah, you're
Including
going through
road.
all of Europe, some of which
Yeah.
was just kind of loosely and recently Christian, and saying, "Hey, let's gather all these warriors up and just go down there and start chopping stuff."
Yeah, some of them attacked completely random places that had nothing to do with the targets of the Crusades. A group splintered and attacked the Byzantine Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire, to basically say, "Hey, still while we're at it, how about we put an end to this old empire and establish a Catholic empire here," which was a very, very, very weird thing to do in the middle of that. And so on. It was kind of messed up, but the idea was good. Just watched. If it wasn't for Sat Ain worshippers, aka liberals, demons, aka Muslims, would not exist. This is very rude, and it's very rude. Hu Jintao,
The correct part in that very rudely put message is that Islam is only doing what it's doing because it's being propped up by others. If people weren't like, if you didn't have all these people, we must protect Islam at all costs, and politicians and journalists and educators and entertainers and everyone just bending over backwards to appease Muslims and defend Islam against all criticism, Islam would be just slapped to the ground in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Hu Jintao, AP, forget your dilemma. We forget your dilemma by the way, choosing Christianity or atheism. With your heart for Israel, you should choose Judaism. We want to see AP in a kippah. Do a poll. What are you talking about? You're not even Jewish.
We've seen them 9,000 times in a kippah.
You're not even Jewish. Aren't you a Hindu?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to stir up the thing here?
Hindu
happening?
tells AP to convert to Judaism to upset atheists and Christians. cause division so Hindus can rise and take over the world.
Hindus will rise again. 0.2% of world population making power moves. Conspiracy of world domination confirmed. That's the funny thing. No, it just means that certain people know how to get things done, they work hard. They have discipline. That's what they're known for. They have discipline. They get the work done.
That's that again quote from Thomas Sowell that he gave in like 91. He said it in 91. He said the past 3 decades in the West has been spent replacing what works with what sounds good. And now we are multiple decades further into that of this is what sounds good. Bunch of terrorists attack you. You start to retaliate. Guess what? Ceasefire sounds good. That sounds good. Why? Ceasefire. Well, that's if they're going to stop shooting each other, right? And then they're not going to be dying because we have a ceasefire, right? That sounds good. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Sitting there getting bombed for it doesn't work. All right. Going out and crushing terrorists, guess what? That works. It doesn't sound good to you, but it works.
That's what they do. That is what they do. That is what they do. I find some comments quite funny. There's something about Judaism that I think contributes a lot to people actually being productive and all that. Aside from the very, very strong culture of learning and studying, and confirming those studies when you're already a certain age. Honestly, I think as I thought further about the Sabbath and how the Sabbath is observed, I feel like that might be a very good reason that makes observant Jews more productive, more efficient in their stuff. Because the idea is you work, you work and work and work and work. And then on that one day, you are told not to work, to take off. You are not allowed to work. You're not allowed to overwork yourself. You're not allowed to focus on all of these things that you want to do. You're supposed to just stop things, sit down, do other things, not concern yourself with all the worries and worldly things. I don't know. Just take a little break. Take a little break, and then you can continue again after that. It's kind of funny that a day of actually not doing anything productive is imposed, but I think that also makes it much better, because that actually upholds something good, something healthy and productive in humans.
Hey, speaking of Tamagotchis, I still had this pulled up on my screen. And I was thinking, oh, maybe maybe he's just talking about it's like a German thing or like a Turkish thing or something like that. But they're saying it's one of the biggest. It was one of the biggest things on the planet. I was like, what? How did I miss this? I normally like at least hear about something. I've never heard about a Tamagotchi. And then I look. Started at the end of 1996 and went to the United States in 1997. While I was in prison fighting every day of my life just to survive, you guys were goofing off with Tamagotchis.
We were all thinking about you.
Don't blame me for not knowing about it.
We were thinking about you and laughing.
I was a bit busy kicking the crap out of people.
Jacobin said Iran and Turkey are the only countries that can devastate Israel, and they are all talk because of the necessary relationship between U.S. and Israel.
I don't think either one of them can devastate Israel.
I sincerely do not think. I think that Iran is extremely overrated. The Islamic regime of Iran is severely overrated. They are incompetent. They have no actual experience in warfare. They have no morals, no morale to go into war, into actual fighting. They have a ridiculous system that is unsupported by their own population. The own population waits for things to derail, so that they can, give it the last kick and make it collapse. I doubt that Iran has what it takes to even put up a fight. Honestly, I think if it came to Israel directly confronting Iran, the Islamic regime of Iran would be done very, very quickly. Very quickly. They would have to rely on Russia and China and other nations to jump in and protect them.
It reminds me of way back in the day. So you had the Persian Empire invade Greece way back in the day, and then the Greek city-states would unite for a time and then push the Persians out of Greece and so on. But in the minds of the Greeks, the Persian Empire was still this super powerful empire, even though we could kick them out if we united and worked together and so on. There's still this really powerful empire. And then you had a little later, you had some travelers coming back from Persia and telling the Greeks, these guys aren't as powerful as we think they are. Their forts are falling apart. Their soldiers are all sitting around drunk. A small, well-trained, well-disciplined force could go over there and just wreak havoc on these guys. And guess what? Alexander the Great said, hey, I'll do it. And he went and crushed them in like 5 seconds. That's what it's like. It's like Iran is this big threat in our mind because it's got its hands in everything and so on because of all this stuff that happened in the past, when in reality, it's crumbling from within. It knows it, which is why it's trying to do something. Like the Dawa guys knowing about the avalanche of apostasy and saying, well, we have to do something right now. And they go into a panic mode and they start swinging and thumping their chest and so on. And it makes you think, oh, these guys really got something. And it's a freaking joke. That's what I think about Iran.
Based statistics, maybe that's not true. Iran definitely has a history of warfare. What they lack is a history of helping their own country. What are you talking about? If you're talking about Iran having a history, as in an old history of fighting, what does it have to do with today? If you're talking about war, actual war, participation in war by members who are today alive and who would be participating in a war, the last war that Iran was involved in was with Iraq, and that was in the 80s, which was quite devastating, and that will not have much of an impact on a proper war between living, able-bodied people in Iran fighting against a country like Israel, for example. So I don't think that they have no proper training, they have no experience, they do not have a population that wants to fight and die for them. They have nothing at all. They have nothing at all. When it comes to Turkey, Turkey is a significant country that has significant military force and manpower and equipment and all of that. I would make a guess here and say that Turkey has another big weakness, which is a weakness that Israel does not have, which is a huge lack of discipline and a huge lack of people, soldiers, actually getting properly compensated and rewarded for participating and fighting for the nation. Turkey comes in large numbers with very, very little quality. That's what they do.
Guys, you're talking about an entire nation of Cenk Uyghurs.
Yeah.
An entire nation of Cenk Uyghurs. Do you think they've got what it takes? They've got the right stuff to deal with Israel? Come on.
Yeah. That said, I would say Turkey would be serious. Iran wouldn't be. Iran is a joke. Benson 92, what do you think of Mehdi Hassan as a debater? His recent debate with Alan Levy is claimed as one of his best. Does he all lies or mixture of truths and falsehoods with clever debate tactics? He is a very slimy person who is, however, you have to concede,
good communicator.
A communicator and a good debater, and he knows how to speak to an audience. This is why he is where he is. This is why he's successful. He's a master of sophistry. He's a master of.
He's a master debater.
Yeah, he's a master debater, a master of sophistry. He tells half truths. He lies. He misrepresents things. But you cannot accuse the guy of being a bad debater. That said, I haven't seen this debate. But the thing is, if I was Elon Levy, I would pick as opponent for a debate somebody else before I have a debate with Mehdi Hassan. Yeah. But I have to see it first. Albano Guxo said Hezbollah has a song. I heard it today. LMFAO. Hezbollah has a song. Hezbollah. Does Hezbollah have a song? Lloyd 44, do you think
no balsa? No balsa.
Frustrating it must be for Alan to have to buy 2 pairs of gloves when he only wants one.
Oh, he doesn't have to buy 2 pairs of gloves. He could just say B, and his gloves will come into existence.
You see, Abraham Harb AP as a Turkey would make an excellent IDF soldier. I don't think so, honestly, but thank you. Ceasefire LMAO. Yep. See the new Fuentes clip. Yes, we played it.
Watch that.
Thank God for the Crusades. We already read it. What's wrong with you? Coming 2025, Nasrallah, the movie starring Mark Ruffalo. The story of an immortal leader who doesn't hide away from a fight and who nowadays lives inside every single Lebanese Shia Muslim follower of his. Before that, he has been inside of many of them, but now he's literally inside all of them. Benson 92 said, what do you think of Mehdi Hassan? Oh, I already read this. What's wrong with you? Rick Newton, Proverbs 17:5. Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. When will Moses learn?
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
That's my response. John the Presbyter, I admit I'm ignorant on the war, but isn't the Christian population backing Assad? Not saying he's a good guy, but could a tyrant be needed against radicals?
Yes.
I am not
the tyrant needed against radicals. I don't know which percentage of the Christian population backs Assad. The tyrant needed against radicals. Yeah, that's an idea that the Western nations have a problem with. Our mentality in the U.S. is like, get rid of the tyrant. Get rid of the tyrant. That's what worked for us, right? Oh, we don't like their policy. Let's get rid of the tyrant. That's how the United States got started. But I've pointed this out many times. You have a situation in Iraq. So you had Saddam, you had Assad there. You're still in Syria, Gaddafi, in Libya, and so on. And we think if there's a problem, get rid of the tyrant, get rid of the evil dictator. Keep in mind, Saddam, total evil dictator. Guess what? What happens if you get rid of the evil dictator? It's been compared to having a bunch of wolves. You have a bunch of wolves around. Those wolves get really quiet when a lion shows up, right? And the lion might be the biggest scumbag lion in the world. He's going to keep the wolves at bay. And so what you have is you have a place like Iraq, which is very, very difficult because you have a massive Sunni population and a massive Shia population and a pretty big Christian population. And then we think, oh, if we just get rid of the tyrant, if we take out Saddam, then freedom and democracy will flourish. And what happens? We get rid of Saddam, and then they start blowing up each other's mosques. And then eventually you get ISIS. What happened there? Well, guess what? The people who wanted to start blowing up each other's mosques and form a caliphate, and so they were already there. They were just terrified because Saddam was brutal, right? Saddam, if you cross Saddam, you said, hey, we're starting up a new terrorist group. There were going to be tanks rolling into your town and destroying your town. That's what was going to happen. They knew that. And so they knew they couldn't get away with it. And so we say, hey, get rid of the evil dictator. Again, he was evil dictator. Get rid of him. And then civilization breaks down. Why? Because we prefer having a good leader who can maintain order. If you can't have that, then okay, a bad leader, you can have a bad leader who maintains order in a society. Get rid of the bad leader, and then you get chaos. And that's what you're having in country after country. And Christians know that in Syria. Hey, we've got this guy. Matter of fact, no, I said this years ago. I had a friend who left Syria in the 1980s. He left Syria. So he grew up in Syria. He left Syria in the 1980s, moved to Michigan. And he was telling me one day, he says, I still go back to Damascus. This is before the civil war in Syria. He said, I feel safer when I go to visit my family in Damascus. I feel safer there than I do in Dearborn, Michigan. I said, what the heck are you talking about? How can you feel safer there? I mean, you've got a bunch of Muslims who would like to kill you. He goes, no. He goes, every Muslim there, every Muslim understands if you go and do something to a Christian, they're going to be soldiers dragging you out of your house in the middle of the night, your entire family. Says they know that. They know that. In other words, the regime is brutal, but they're brutal towards anyone who's causing problems. And so if you're not causing problems, you can actually have a pretty stable life. And so when you have a bunch of terrorist groups springing up and trying to take over the country, the Christians are like, okay, this guy's brutal. This Assad guy is brutal, but he's not brutal towards you if you're not causing any problems. So do we want ISIS taking over? Do we trust ourselves more with ISIS, or do we trust this guy who is brutal, but only if you're screwing with him, and we don't screw with him? So that's the idea. In other words, you can have people saying, man, this leader is a scumbag, but he's better than what's waiting to annihilate us if he falls. Why are you so mean?
Sorry, I was trying to do the face. Oh no, Habibi, I'm dead.
Why is she showing so much skin and her face and hands?
Some guy here said, can you please put away the nun picture? First off, how dare you insult nuns? Okay. Oh, you said nun 3. Okay, I see. Have some respect. Have some respect for nuns. I know that some people. Somebody said my cats are going crazy seeing this picture. Well, here's this thing. I want to put her face here on the screen because she's because of the beauty of her expression here,
cover up her face,
would keep the attention of viewers on the screen, which is why I want to have her face here on the screen to add more beautification to this beautiful live stream. That's the purpose. So stop complaining.
Yeah, we want her on the screen because all the perverts walking like, ooh, hot babe on the screen. So it's like we're becoming like Fresh and Fit. We're becoming like Fresh and Fit. We think, oh, if we have hot chicks on the screen, then more people will watch.
Yeah, this is basically our version of Fresh and Fit. Yeah.
Yeah, so people can be watching this and go,
just better.
I got a boner now.
Zane gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Zane. Shake my wheeling. What's it with Shias always fake crying, slapping their chests, whipping themselves, and wishing their kids death? Creepy fellas. Muslims would never. How do you know it's fake? It's actually totally genuine. They love to do it.
You know what's funny? I mean, that was the Old Testament. You have this scene where Elijah mocks the false prophets, and he starts going, "Where's your God? Where is he? Huh? Is he on a trip? Has he gone to the bathroom? Where is he? Cry louder, cry louder!" And they start like gashing themselves and stuff like that because they thought all this would get the attention of their God, and he'd actually do something. But I don't know. That's what the Shias seem like with all this. We'll just beat the crap out of ourselves. This will get his attention.
Shia, Shia, Shia. The Shiite. That's pretty Shiite, mate. Shai Levy said the 6% is probably the Lebanese American who study in Ivy League. Mamas Josefina, I'm sorry, but first time making super chat to clarify: will Iranians once free play an important role in changing general attitude toward Israel? Will Iranians once free play an important role in changing general attitude toward Israel? Yes, they probably would. Lots of them like Israel. Lots of them support Israel. Lots of the free Iranians outside of Iran are very much supportive of Israel. The leadership of the crown prince, the Pahlavi, he is very much in support of Israel. He would love Israel to be an ally to free Iran and so on. So it could definitely change. It could definitely change. The Shiite people need to just be moved.
Iran is just constantly stirring things up, right? They're the ones pulling the strings with Hamas and Hezbollah and so on. They're the ones constantly, and the Houthis, they're the ones constantly stirring up the pot. If that stops, just by that stopping, then all of a sudden Hezbollah doesn't have the support of Iran and so on. The Houthis don't have the support of Iran and so on. So that already helps. But I mean, AP already showed the statistics on tons and tons and tons of Muslims in the Muslim world, in Arab countries, don't want war with Israel. They want political negotiations with Israel, which means, hey, that there's actually potential for peace in the future. If Iran has another revolution and it's the people who don't hate Israel, then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, things would be looking significantly better in the world.
We need back secular Iran. We need back free Iran. Free Iran. She's right about Jews, but why are so many Nasrallahs inside this woman? Don't Shias know it's haram?
Pretty creepy.
Cam, as a celebration, you guys should play Goat Simulator fun game, right? Right, Goat Hub, inshallah, on all consoles, inshallah. Yeah, totally. I know of that game. I have never played it. K Kavus, when the crying reporter said they killed one Nasrallah and created 1,000 more Nasrallah, she really means they created
she said hundreds of
1,000 smaller pieces of Nasrallah. That's true. Well, there is one thing because when Israel did blow up those pagers, they did by basically making their balls blow up, they did kill many thousands, possibly millions of potential humans. And this is, of course, but they also killed many, many more.
If anyone blows off another man's balls, he has killed all mankind.
Yeah, that's what the Quran says. Robert Aldani said, in your guys' opinion, why did Israel consider the 2000 and 2006 Lebanon wars a relative failure?
Because you still have Hezbollah, and Hezbollah was able to take significant action, and you had people like Nasrallah, who was viewed as a hero.
And the 2000 war is very much seen as inconclusive war. It's like neither side is seen as an actual winner in this war. It was pretty much inconclusive. Israel did try to invade before Hezbollah had much power in the past, Lebanon, to take out terrorist cells. Did not fully succeed. It has always been a very, very big struggle. It's much more difficult to go into this territory, into the territory of a sovereign nation, and to take out the terrorists that are firing at you. I don't know, but hey, there's always a new time to try. And this time they just took out the entire leadership of Hezbollah, which is amazing. They're all dead. They're all gone. Lloyd for David Wood, your impression of the reporter sounds like the gingerbread man from Shrek. That's based.
You mean the one from Drury Lane?
Yeah. Like I'm thinking, under the moon I ache for your touch. Under the moon I ache for your touch. Said your body firm and fierce, pressed against mine. Not in battle, but in longing. Your breath, your heat still burn through me, deeper than any wound. In death I crave you more than life. I don't even know if this is from based on an actual song, because I don't know the song. But this is pretty good.
Yeah, just your horrible rendition is put a little beat to it. You're good.
Prono22 gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it for expanding the cult. Well, yeah, I made a poll earlier to see what people think. The question was, is Israel right in taking out Nasrallah? So far, I see that 800 people have voted. The options are yes, totally, and yes. Yes, it currently has 56%, so people agree with Israel here.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken.
And we know the people are always right.
Dan Dave said Islamic warriors have not won a war against non-Muslim for like the last 200 years. They're all Pulp Fiction games. Whipping boys of the world. I should watch Pulp Fiction again. Samantha Amaral, David Wood, can you make a video for Lebanon and Iran Christians, what they should do as civilians? Spiritual leader, thanks for what you do. W4IDF, I can't wait for AP to recite the Nicene Creed, Jesus is Lord. David, as the spiritual leader of all Lebanese and Iranian Christians, what do you suggest they should be doing? And can you make a video on this?
Yeah, I would say that someone over there in that situation would be...
you are literally their spiritual leader. What should they be doing? Make a video on
crush your enemies, rise up and crush your enemies.
Okay.
No, those are rough. Those are rough situations. So I'd be very careful about advice I was giving.
That's true. That's what they do. So you should make a video on that, just so you know. Hujin Tao, I work in tech in London. Ironically, I'm strongly considering moving to Dubai for work, to flee an Islamist nation and move to a non-Islamist nation. It's funny, Dubai is harsher on Islamists than London is, than the UK is. The United Arab Emirates is harsher on Islamists than the United Kingdom, which is supposedly a Christian country, is. It's so ridiculous. The West is almost as ballless as Hezbollah when it comes to thinking of the future and the safety of their own children. Children. Thank you for correcting me. Straight white male said, living in London while crying for Sharia law is crazy. Crazy. Well, why not? Why is it? Considering that the UK governments and the UK people don't seem to care about keeping Sharia out. Based Autistic AP, I sent you a DM meme. Mr. Mike Deasy is a meme you will like. Also, been working on a project, would love to send you guys. I would make a video, but I'm not a YouTuber and have so much on my plate already. God bless you both. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will check it out. I will check that out. Wait, let me watch this one once again. Yeah. Let's watch this hottie again here to get some attention.
Psychiatrists or people who actually read body language, they could tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please? I'm so sorry. Let's...
David, what's wrong with you, man?
You're a bully, man. You're bullying.
What's wrong with you, man? Why are you laughing about this woman? In her sadness and suffering. Viv from Ireland said, every time I think of the beepers booming, I hear the William Tell. Wait a minute, I want to watch it again.
Psychiatrists or people who actually read body language, they could tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please?
That was quick. I mean, it's like instant.
I'm so sorry. Let's.
I mean, can't even utter a word. Turns her camera off.
It just gets me. I try not to laugh, but
I'm saying, yeah, if you're gonna be a if you're gonna be a correspondent or something like this, you need to have a bit of emotional control and not break down.
It just gets me every single time I'm watching it, because when it suddenly shows her like this, and then they do this, and then they switch to her, and she just looks like this. I can't say anything anymore.
You are absolutely cold as ice, man. Cold as ice. You're like the iceberg destroying the Titanic. And the Titanic is these people's feelings.
Oh my God. Well,
Don't let your kids grow up in Germany, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I just accidentally peed.
Don't let your kids grow up in Germany.
And Nasrallah, what's your response, please? I'm so sorry. Let's end the interview. We were talking.
Oh God, I gotta stop watching this, man. It's too good.
Yeah, parents, take your kids somewhere other than Germany, where this will happen.
Oh boy.
What happens?
Lloyd, I can't keep up with young people terminology. I can't keep up with young people terminology. Sick means good, bad means good, immortal now must mean blown up into many little pieces. This is a very good point. This is a very good point. It is a very good point. Based autistics. That was a very sick comment.
You're sick. You are sick.
Based autistics, and also you're getting Mossab Youssef on or we riot. I asked him, he said, not for now, but in future. So that's what he said. So don't blame me. I had bad Mexican food last night and my leather straps immortal to toilet bowl. You see, this is true. This is the proof.
That's funny if immortal now means blew up.
Yeah. What?
They immortaled another terrorist leader. They immortaled him.
Here, I will retweet it again. You know, it's my last post. Oh, wait, what? Hasn't been. What are you talking about? You're stupid. You're sick. You're sick. Yeah, I'm going to retweet it again. Now you can find it on my X page, on my Twitter page. It's the last video in it. Called Waraith said, Netanyahu, I don't really care what I'm allowed to do. I got a homie who will you for a Mountain Dew. David the Goliath, Muslims are the only group who can't live in peace with anyone. If they don't have any non-Muslim to fight, they slaughter each other over Shia, Sunni. This is very, very Islamophobic.
Pretty racist.
Not going to say it's wrong, but it's definitely Islamophobic. Based Ape says, hey, Based Ape, what's up? Please help the UK. It's not funny to have people like Mohammed Hijab here. How do we get him out? We can't allow this anymore. I'm not sure what to say, honestly, about the UK. It's just that the people are very stupid. And
you almost said it.
Very stupid. And this is what you get. That's what you get.
Yeah, I have to say, if only someone had been warning you for decades.
Yep, exactly.
If only someone had been telling you exactly what was going to happen and what these guys were going to do.
Exactly. Caleb Workus, Nico took Aiden Ross to mosque and Uthman tried to get him to say Shahada on a FaceTime call. Also, Uthman got Royce Gracie from BJJ to say Shahada. Shaking my head.
It's Royce Gracie. Royce.
Who's Royce Gracie?
And every Royce.
Who's Royce? Never heard of Royce Gracie.
Royce Gracie is the one who started, him and his brother started Ultimate Fighting Championship back in the day as a way to showcase the power of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The Gracie family, man.
I don't know if Royce
the Gracie family, man. They're the ones who they're the pioneers of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I don't know of Royce.
Royce. And they would pronounce it Aiden Haas. For some reason, they pronounce the R as a H.
Well, that's interesting. So I never heard of Royce, but I did see that Sneeko did. I also saw that they apparently did this whole thing where Aiden took Sneeko to a rabbi, and Sneeko gave the rabbi a gift in form of of flowers. In fact, I saw a tweet
What?
earlier
Where
where
Quran or
where
something?
gropers were complaining about it. Well, you see, he sold out. He gave a rabbi a gift on camera.
He didn't read. He didn't read Surah 551.
There were neo-Nazis complaining that he gave that he had a good time with a rabbi. That's very, very funny. Jewish rabbi teaches Sneeko about Judaism, says another post. What is that?
Usually it's the women of the home that do it, but we light the Shabbat candles, it's called. It's 2 candles, and the idea is that we want to bring light, and candles represent light and goodness, and we want to bring light and goodness into the world. And something else very unique about candles is flames are the only substance on earth that if you have 2 cups of sand.
I thought he's about to say if you put 2 candles together, then it becomes a bigger flame.
And I learned this from Mr. Muhammad Hijab.
Candles, flames, the only flame, whatever way you help them. We light the Shabbat candles every Friday night. We take a moment to world a better place and a brighter place for us. The flame of light and goodness in the world. And we all take a moment to think of how we can make the world a better place and a brighter place for us all.
I love it.
And that's the Shabbat candles. So this is a good
You see, he just said, I love it.
So where's this? I want to share this and say, you see,
Traitor!
Nico's helping promote Judaism.
You betrayed the Muslims and the Nazis together.
Oh, you got to praise him, man. You got to praise him. Great job, Sneeko, showing the Ummah.
Backdrop.
Judaism is about being a
Now
light.
we move on to the wine.
Maybe he finally got the memo and thought, wait a minute, Jews are if Jews are in charge of everything, if they're ruling the world, then maybe I should switch teams.
And you have to be thinking that after all their recent victories. So they already had the idea that Jews are secretly controlling the world and so on. And you think, we'll go in and crush them and make them stop. And oh, we just got completely crushed over and over again. Huh. All right. I want to be on your side.
Who is this rabbi? I'm curious. Does anybody know who this rabbi is? Is he
he's pretty
is he a known person? Who this be?
This is where I think we're not as related. Where
Can't drink wine.
Can't drink wine. Okay, Aiden, you're gonna have a sip.
Yes, sir. That's a Jewish cup.
That's a Jewish cup.
What does it say on the cup?
So what does it say? I actually don't even know what it says on this one.
L'chaim!
Oh, it says the blessing that we make on it. Okay. There's a special. So everything in Judaism, every single thing comes with a blessing. Before you eat, before you light the candles, before you drink, everything.
Oh, here we have the name. John Nasrallah said it's Rabbi Helicopter Pager. Oh, okay. Thank you. So this is Rabbi Helicopter.
That is my favorite rabbi.
Comes with a blessing, and the reason is you got to be grateful for everything in your life. Every single thing's a gift. You got food to eat, you got something to drink. That's a blessing. Run with it. Everything's a blessing
to me in my life.
Aiden's got.
The funny thing is,
imagine poor Sneeko sitting here saying, "No, I must destroy him for the Ummah."
the rabbi looks pretty cool, though. He has a very, very solid outfit, doesn't he? It's very interesting. Coolest looking rabbi I've seen in my entire life. I really wonder who that is. Oh, sorry. Jen Nasrallah already said it's Rabbi Helicopter. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. Looks Chabad. Really? Do they ever also walk around without wearing the all black stuff? Genuinely curious. I thought they generally in their rabbi job always walk around with the black outfit. Huh. Okay. I know Chabad are chill, but yeah, I thought they always keep the outfit. I don't know. Let's switch back to our favorite hottie here. Based A, please help the UK. No, I don't want to help the UK. Moo Joe, what? David Wood, you need the name. You must watch it. Yeah, you must watch it. Watch Godfather. Godfather. Mojab and Halidawa have an urgent message on their page. Our trajectory continues.
That is, by the way, there is an important point there. Like Israel has shown, it can find anyone, anywhere, and destroy them. And you've got all these guys, Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa, Hakikachu, what's that MMA fighter that you love, Jake Shields, the Groypers, and they're like, Israel's doing all this. It's like Israel doesn't care about you, man. If they saw you as a threat, they could wipe you guys out. We know they could. They don't. Seems like if you're not coming to kill them, they don't care a lot what you're doing.
Lebanese people to wake up. Yeah, make Lebanon great again. Make Lebanon great again. Mulga. Or make Lebanon Christian again. Milka. It sounds like the chocolate brand Milka, which Americans don't know because Americans don't know any good things. Daisy, Chabad has a couple different looks, and this is a pretty common style for lots of Chabad. See, that just shows that I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. I have a book here. All I've learned about Chabad so far is from a book about the Rebbe and a little bit of the history of Chabad. That's all I do. All I ever saw was them wearing black, so that's what they do. Sam said hijab is huge cause of the 30 Shias that fathered him, even though he's Sunni. Lloyd 444. If Israel keeps going at this rate, Supreme Leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, is going to start wearing a kippah, start using words like meshugana and shalom, as well as doing weekly public Torah readings.
Yeah, you think what these guys are going to do if they need to hide themselves is they're going to disguise themselves as women in hijabs and stuff like that. But that might be better. It might be better to go that route.
Yeah. Thomas Schmidt said Israel has no right to exist. Well, neither does your mom, but here we are. Jesse, I heard Iran sent teenage boys into battle with nothing but a Quran.
I see, that's why Iran conquered the world.
Yeah, they throw their Qurans at the enemy and that kills them. Backseat DS3, same with China, need Xi to keep Chinese at bay. Alhamdulillah. Israel, the only country in the Middle East with nukes. Good.
And they keep using them, according to Syrian Girl.
Yes.
They keep nuking people.
That's good. That's good. Lloyd, for the face you make when you have to breastfeed the plumber 10 times.
I'm assuming most of you know what that's about now, but just a quick recap. It used to be part of the Quran that if you have to go away and your wife is if your wife has to be in situations where she's around a man who's not forbidden to her, then in order for you to feel safe with your wife around a man that she's not related to, her, she should breastfeed the man 10 times, and that way she'll be like her. He'll be like her son, and they won't be sexually attracted to each other. So this is from Allah, the creator of the universe, and he says, hey, you're worried about your wife being around that young stud? No problem. Have her take him to a little side room, stick her breast in his mouth repeatedly, and let him suck on her nipples. And that will end any concerns about them being sexually attracted to each other.
And that's the perfect solution, of course. Such a perfect solution that at some point it was part of the Quran.
That was part of the Quran. Muhammad died, and that's when Aisha, it's Sunan Ibn Majah, 1944. Anyone can look this up. That's when Aisha said, oh, that's when a sheep came in and ate those Quran verses because I had the only copy and a sheep ate it. Oopsie.
But we really wanted to keep it, but we just couldn't.
We really love putting our breast in the mouth of every guy who comes around so that there would be no sexual attraction between us and we could be more modest. But, oopsie, the sheep ate it.
How do you even come up with the ridiculous idea as a solution? They just say, women, if you have a problem with being around foreign men, just breastfeed them. Just put your breast in their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, think about this because he's thinking like a good devout Muslim, right? He's like, how can I make sure that this woman and this man are not sexually attracted to each other? Oh, if he sucks on her nipples, he'll feel like her son. and then they won't want to bang because it would be like a mother and son banging, and they don't want to do that. So yeah, just stick those big round breasts of yours in that young stud's mouth over and over again. So you, Ahmed, come over tomorrow and suck on my wife's breasts again, and then do it the next day, and just keep going into the room with her and sucking on her big round breasts. And after a while, you'll feel like her son, and then I can leave, and I can go on a big trip and leave you guys at home together for 2 weeks, and there will be no sexual attraction between you.
That's based.
Guys, keep in mind, as insane as that sounds, Muhammad got that revelation from the exact same Jibreel who gave him the rest of the Quran. So if you think it's insanely stupid, do the math.
Yeah. You see. Rachel gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it very, very much. Very much. When we have our cult compound in the future, I will put your name up there as contributor. Lars Seth said Israel sent them to meet the virgins, but their balls are gone. This is true. They probably will get their balls back at least.
Poor guys.
The Syrians I know are happy about Nasrallah's death, but crickets from the one Palestinian Syrian I know reveals his alliances, I guess. This makes me very sad because it reminds me of Herbert the cricket. Chris at Kafir's Corner said Mother Natalia wore that head covering better. Which head covering? This one? Yeah. Everyone wears it better. And nothing against this beautiful lady. Look at this.
Psychiatrists or people who actually read body language, they could tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please? I'm so sorry. Let's.
Oh, good, I made it, man. Oof. Ooh, that was difficult, but I made it. I made it. Ooh, that was difficult, man. Oof. That was difficult. Robin Hood, Turkey doesn't have nuclear balls. If Israel felt they would be overrun, then mushroom. Better yet, if Israel has neutron, mushroom all the defense, none of the mess. This is true.
Yeah, that is the other side that I believe Turkey has a better military than a lot of others. Don't think Turkey wants to get involved. Don't think Turkey would. I think Turkey would be crushed by everyone else, even if they got involved. I think other people would make them stop. But if you did have a war, I think Israel would win. If everything went completely wrong and Israel was going to lose, I think Israel would go nuclear before they let these guys conquer them.
Hey, I made a song earlier, which I also put into a video, and I thought it would be good for the occasion to have a celebratory song about the death of a very, very, very terrible terrorist leader. And I was thinking maybe I should publish this on a new channel, which I would call Apostate Music. What do you guys think? I had it partially made, written and made with AI help, and then had the music in my mind, had that made with AI. I went over it 5,000 times until I put it together. And it has a little bit of an Israeli vibe and a little bit of Middle Eastern vibes. Let me know if I should put this on this channel or on a new channel for Apostate Music. Let me know how you like it.
Hassan Nasrallah, your terror is done. You aimed at Israel, but we've won. With iron walls and hearts of fire, Israel rises, we climb higher. You promised death, but we choose life. In Israel's hands, we end the strife. Nasrallah's gone, justice is here. Israel stands strong without fear. Strength in our hearts, light in the land. Victory's ours by Israel's hand. from mountains high.
Anyway, how is it? Is it okay?
No,
not the worst thing I've heard in my life, right?
No, not the worst thing. It's in the top 10 worst things, though.
We say it's terrible or actually listenable. All right.
I don't know. I don't like crap music, but there are other people who like crap music. So you might have an audience. So you might want to put that out there and see what people think.
I see. Let's see. Well, we'll work on this. Maybe this will be #1 on charts in every country out there. Yep. Let's see where this goes. Dan Dave said Iranians, Turks have a serious anti-Arab racism problem. Turks have viciously attacked Arabs. Iran media has called Arabs grasshoppers, lizard eaters. What, should I feel sad about that?
Turks are racist.
I mean, I don't condone any racist sentiments, and yes, I'm aware of racist attitudes in Turkey and also among Iranians. However, should I feel sad about that? I mean, it's not something that I'm very, very sad about, honestly. Although I wouldn't commend it. Who cares? GoTub, she is on our new show, Tears for Turkey. Alhamdulillah. Cars in depth. I live near Detroit. Should I drive through Dearborn? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. And have FCKHMS on your vehicle. Aren't Turks Arabs? What? They would attack you brutally if you said that to a Turk. Turks are not Arabs. They're very much a mix of these Central Asian, Iranian, Anatolian, Armenian, Caucasian, Greek people coming together, mixing together, and forming a new ethnicity. It's actually genetically Turks are one of the most diverse populations out there. They don't have a proper ancestry, but they always act like they do. It's quite funny. But no, not Arabs. AP David, do you consider Russian part of the Western civilization? How come they are so anti-West despite being Christians? Did Mongol rule change them? I would say that they are not part of Western civilization in the best sense, although they are in a sense part of the Christian European civilization, but they've always been distinct. They've always had this effort to stay separate, to claim that they are better. There has always been the conflict between the West and Russia, who have been seeing themselves as the daddies of Europe. And then, of course, there's also the religious divide. That's another thing. But yeah, let's see what David says about this. BLVP, come on, AP, together. If Evangelist Matthew, hey David Wood, can you please do an impression of Satan as Al-Dawa welcoming Nasrallah into hell? I will do that in a second when David comes back. Le Dominionista said she's crying me a river to the sea. Cam did his profile picture like this woman. I just had to use the bathroom. That's why I left. Carson Depth. Yeah, that is the thing. We are doing her injustice. We are acting as if she's just terribly sad. What if she has a condition and she has to run to the bathroom? What if she almost pooped her pants because of this situation? I don't know.
What do you mean almost?
What, she did poop her pants? Maybe, I don't know. That's why
you don't know.
It's hard to tell. I don't
know. I always get news and I'm like, I
don't know. She might have genuinely pooped her pants. I don't know.
Why are you being mean to this woman, man?
I'm not mean. I'm just I'm just exploring the possibilities here.
She's sad because she worships a terrorist and he died.
Or maybe she pooped her pants because she worshipped a terrorist and he died. I don't know. I'm just keeping it open. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. David, what do you think about this question here? David, do you consider Russians part of Western civilization? How come they're so anti-West despite being Christians? Did Mongol rule change them?
A bunch of things changed them. So it's not just Mongols. I mean, they were communists. They were a communist empire who were the main enemies of Western nations. So yeah, they looked at Europe as something to be conquered and divided up by various powers and so on. And the United States was one of the main things keeping them from doing that. So they don't like Western nations as much as other places. So I'd consider them sort of semi-Western.
Semi-Western. Diarrhea. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's diarrhea. She might have just pooped her pants. I don't know. Might have just pooped her pants. I don't know. She is Shiite, so there goes that.
You know what sucks for her?
What?
This is what she's going to be most remembered for in her entire career.
For his Shiite
this
face.
moment right here. No, this right here. What we just saw. This is what she's going to be most famous for.
Yeah. VJTM, is AP still a practicing Muslim? Yes, I am a practicing Muslim. I drink camel urine every day and pray every day as a Muslim, and also dream of killing all the disbelievers and all that. That's what I do, alhamdulillah. And Evangelist Matthew said, "Hey David Wood, can you please do an impression of Satan as Ali Darwa welcoming Nasrallah into hell?"
Hey yo! Wait, who am I doing? Nasrallah. Hey yo, Nasrallah! Glad you could be here, yeah? We's here for your virgins, but really, you's in the wrong place, yeah? And now you get to spend eternity getting a pineapple shoved up your rectum, isn't it?
Looks, that was pretty good. Look, she's also an idiot who calls herself a Semite. Because
she's semi-intelligent.
Because she wants to respond to the allegation of being anti-Semitic.
Ooh, she also says mother of three. Which part of say not three didn't you understand, Marwa?
Do not say three. She calls herself a Semite, which is just one sign that she is retarded.
You already went through this yesterday. If you're going to go through your entire long explanation of Semites again.
Okay, so I hate to break it to you, but you're not a Semite. In fact, Semites do not exist. Semitic is a linguistic group. Anyway, I talked about this yesterday. You can look it up, or you can just Google. You can just Google very easily nowadays the word Semite, and you will get a very simple explanation of what Semite is. And how it's a wrong claim to call yourself a Semite. In fact, the AI is explaining it for stupid people like you right here. To summarize it, for idiots, it says the term Semite is an obsolete term that refers to a group of people who speak or spoke a Semitic language. And it also even says there's no such thing as a Semitic people. It is pseudoscientific. It has linguistic origins. It's a made-up term. And it also says, for idiots like this, the term's linguistic origins have led some people who are not Jewish to claim they are Semites. Of course, the AI is being very respectful here, not calling them retarded like I just did, but that's basically what it means. Alhamdulillah. Anyway.
Isn't it funny, by the way, she puts Semite in her little description there because she knows she's constantly out whining about Jews and that they're going to call her, hey, you're going to say you're an anti-Semite. And she goes, what? It's right there in my description that I'm a Semite. How is it possible for me to be an anti-Semite when I say I'm a Semite?
I'm so smart. Well, look at that. I played this wonderful trick. Nobody's going to see through that. I'm going to fool them all because of this.
Somebody just gave me the idea to go through her October 7 tweets, and it's very funny. Very, very funny. Some of them are for some reason dated as October 6. I don't know why. Okay, just a peek because this is historic. She was praising Gaza as bringing a new epic battle to light. Reports of resistance entering Zionist settlements. We have seen so many videos, but we'll share none. The safety of the fighters is a priority. Okay, just a peek because this is historic. posting images of Hamas terrorists inside Israel shooting at Israeli police. Also going around and shooting at civilians and killing them, killing 1,200 people. Yeah. I know, I figured it says for me October 6th because that was October 6th according to my date. You have celebratory tweets about Hamas. This is how Arab blood became knife and slaughter, and poetry came after silence in the squares resounding. This is how we are, and we will not remain if we forget jihad of truth and faith. And the people, despite the humiliation, despite the oppression, raised the banner of resistance to late Syrian poet Omar al-Farra. Well, where's that resistance now?
Yeah, how's that resistance going for you?
How is that resistance going for you? How is that resistance going for you? Lebanon to the right, 2,000, Gaza to the left. May Allah, we see the full liberation of Palestine soon.
Very soon, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow. Just keep believing it. And tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow.
Look how it looks. This is how she felt.
Excitement level 9,000.
Excitement level 9,000.
It's over 9,000!
Absolute.
Oh, look, she's even got the paragliders. Yeah.
Paragliders. This is an absolute CUNT.
Yeah, sorry, Marwa. I was defending you as AP was laughing hysterically at you. I'm not defending you anymore. He can laugh all he wants.
Terrorist, terrorist, terrorist. I hope you cry more in your life, Marwa.
Yeah, cry more, cry more.
Cry
me a river, cry me a river.
Of course, I'm blocked. Whoever that is. Oh, War Monitor has blocked me. That's funny. U.S. Department, it will provide everything Israel needs to defend itself. See, Palestinian response. Palestinian taking spoils of war after Al-Aqsa to find Al-Aqsa operation.
Really
they were carrying civilian hostages. You probably won't find this place anymore today. We are not sorry. This is our land. How about you finance the relocation of illegal Zionist colonial settlers, and peace will then prevail in Palestine.
AP, you keep having.
She was very happy. She was laughing. She was very, very happy on this day. Not sure why she's crying now.
You keep saying, "Oh, I don't make videos anymore," but these opportunities keep falling on your lap of things that would do really, really well. So that clip of her is spreading rapidly. Imagine like tomorrow it came out, hey, here's her reaction. And some people may be sympathetic towards her because she's a woman and she's crying. Look at her response to October 7th. Go through those real quick. Boom, video done. And the entire thing would take 30 minutes.
Look at this stupidity. Watch
and it would go viral.
Iraq celebrating the Palestinian historic victory. What victory, you idiot?
Yeah, it looks they got a tremendous victory.
What freaking victory, you absolute idiot. How about now? Do you still feel the happiness for this victory? Do you still feel happy about the victory here?
How about now?
I bet she later started calling this a genocide. Let's find out.
You shame us for mourning our fallen leader as you celebrate the genocide.
Genocide.
Look at all the genocide. Look at all the
genocide. We just wanted to kill them all. Why are they fighting back? We just wanted to kill all of them. We just wanted to kill all the Jews. Why are they fighting back?
It looks like dozens at least tweets about her this being a genocide, and some of them are from shortly afterwards.
You absolutely pathetic.
You're talking October.
Pathetic terrorist sympathizing, venomous.
Look at that. That's less than a week. That's less than a week.
Absolute.
That's less than a week after the October after the October 7th.
Absolute piece of filth.
Terrible, terrible woman. Terrible woman. No defending anymore, lady.
While celebrating the suffering of people here.
I don't care how much you arouse your viewers by showing your face and your hands.
And let's watch you cry again, you filthy piece of shit.
People who actually read, if you talk to a psychiatrist or people who actually read body language, they can tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt.
How long are you going to smile? You're going to smile?
Confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah.
Put a picture up. Put a picture up.
Please.
Ride me in the river. Turn off your camera. Turn off your camera because it might explode, lady. You don't know because you're a terrorist.
C-U-N-T. Anyway. Evangelist, oh yeah, cars in depth. I live near Dearborn, Detroit. Should I play the Nasrallah song on my car stereo real loud in Dearborn? You should. You should. Everyone should be playing it. Tezbot heard today that
you got to go south or east Dearborn. South or east Dearborn, if you want to do that.
Who's been giving loads of money to PM Starmer for perks, has links to Iranian regime, etc. Oh, big surprise. Big surprise. Big surprise. Who would have known? Nordic aliens from the Pleiades, says Barbara Lerner Specter, who is Jewish, said Jews caused a migrant invasion of Europe on purpose to make Europe more diverse. Do you know who she is?
It's the Jews.
This is one of those gropers he is sneaking in and trying to make it look like he's asking a question.
The Jews, don't you know how smart the Jews are?
Yeah,
what the Jews do is the Jews bring in all these Muslim migrants who hate Jews, and they're helping the people who hate Jews take over Europe and America.
This is what the world famous representative of Jews, Barbara Lerner Specter, said. And the fact that 95% of Jews have no idea who the hell this is only shows that they are all in on it. This is the proof.
You see, the smart Jews are spreading anti-Semitism and getting everyone to hate them to try and annihilate Israel. That's how smart they are.
Look, here's the thing. There is indeed a clip by some woman from Sweden, I believe. She's an academic at some university, and was it Sweden, or she works there somewhere? I don't know. But so she made a statement at some point about bringing diversity into Europe and making Europe diverse and all that. And she is of Jewish origin, right? Now this is an instance of these neo-Nazis. They take that clip.
They're like, look at this. They're here openly admitting it now. They're not even hiding it.
They're openly admitting it, posting a video of one person who has views that the vast majority of Jews would not agree with. That, first off, religious Jews, conservative Jews, would never agree with, would actually detest, never agree with. But they use dumb stuff like this because they don't understand that Jews, just like them, are also people who have varieties of different views. Some of them might be conservative, some of them might be liberal, some of them might be, I don't know, socialist, some of them might be communist, some of them might be fascist, some of them might be other things, and so on. But they pick out one Jewish person of Jewish origin, of Jewish heritage, who said one thing, and they're like, you see, this is how Jews are. Are you stupid? You dumb idiot neo-Nazi 67 IQ foolish morons, you absolute inbred imbeciles. Are you retarded? Do you not see that your entire societies are filled with people of the skin color that you glorify so much, following the dumbest ideas around and basically being okay with their families being raped by other people? Should we now accept that it is generally your skin color, people of your heritage, of your origin, maybe of your religion, of your culture, who are collectively all retarded because of all of these people? Should we now go by that logic? Should we go by that rhetoric? Should we spread this idea that Western people, European people, white people, I don't know, you can pick something else, Christian people, they're all collectively retarded because some of them agree that it's totally cool to have their entire culture upheaved and changed into some culture that is going to be freely raped by others because they believe in really, really messed up things that you probably don't agree with. This is your logic. This is the logic that you apply to Jews, where you pick out people that no Jew has ever heard of and make that a representation of Jews in general, because you are an imbecile. You are an absolute moron. An absolute moron. Stop masturbating into your socks in your basement. Get outside, meet people, open a book, go to school, open some articles, read some research papers, do something. Stop hanging out on 4chan. Stop following your Nick Fuentes idiot who is making money off of imbeciles like you. Don't be an idiot, man. And definitely don't pretend to be a Christian. Anyway.
But thanks for the money.
But hey, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. And also, I know it's harsh, but I don't mean to crush you entirely, and I would not encourage suicide at all. There is more to life. Life has meaning. You can always change and can always decide to educate yourself and to become a better person.
Yeah, you might be sitting there thinking, oh, I'm a loser. I'm doomed to be a loser forever. No, you can change and not be a loser.
Exactly. See?
And AP already gave you a roadmap on how to change and not be a loser anymore.
I laid it out right there. Based autistic, my argument I was hoping to give AP and David Wood has to do with basic modus ponens. If people in the West accept racism as the ultimate evil, then any racist ideology is evil. Islam is racist. Islam is evil. Bukhari 3305, Muslim 2922. In your face, David.
Yeah, so the logic there would be valid via modus ponens. And so it's basically, if someone agrees with the first premise that that racism is the ultimate evil, and then you'd have to show them your sources to show them that Islam is racist. And if they agree with both your premises, the conclusion follows from those premises. The logic is valid.
So you have been destroyed based autistic. The sources brought up here, Bukhari, the prophet said, a group of Israelites, Jews, were lost. Nobody knows what they did, but I do not see them except that they were cursed and changed into rats. For if you put the milk of a she-camel in front of a rat, it will not drink it. But if the milk of a sheep is put in front of it, it will drink it. I told this to Ka'b, who asked me, did you hear it from the Prophet? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? I said, yes. Ka'b asked me the same question several times. I said to Ka'b, do I read the Torah? Meaning, I don't read the Torah. I'm following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who taught me this about the Jews who were turned into rats. This is Islam. This is what your brain is on Islam. Almost as dumb as the groupers. Almost as imbecilic as the neo-Nazis. Victor Levitt said, regimes aside, safe to say Iranians are smarter than Turks. I have found them to be very intelligent, actually. Love you, AP. Yeah, I would agree in general, yes.
Yeah. Apart from Hatun, I've never encountered a smart Turk.
Yeah, same. Michelle Moffat said, Apple Music album Apostate Tunes, I would buy it now.
You have a little side hustle there, AP.
Thank you.
Side hustle as a musician, and then in your bio it could say dope song maker.
I'll think about it. I need to work on it a little bit more, inshallah. And then I will let you know. You will be the first person to know, Michelle. Hu Jintao said, imagine RT anchor says, oh, sorry, wrong report. There is no confirmation.
That would be funny. And then she's like, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, that's such good news. All right, let's go on then.
Hijab girl relaxes, talks 5 minutes, then the reporter says, oh, sorry, it was actually correct. That's funny. Allah wants a ceasefire running low on virgins. This is true. He needs to produce more virgins. The Turks come from wolves, but the Arabs came from camels. This is true. Turks are actually half wolves. That's what they are. But Andy, Islamists don't respond in kind to kindness. They see it as a weakness to exploit. This is exactly true.
Yeah, that is correct.
Lloyd 444, David Wood, I get you a Tamagotchi so you haven't missed out on an important 90s cultural moment. I warn you, you miss one day and it will be no more. Yeah, those things were very messed up. Mark Coughlin, Einark said, I have nothing interesting to say. Here's money. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. Running through the last super chats here. Michael Feldman, we all need to chip in to send charity beepers to Hamtramck and to Dearborn. LOL. You should do that.
No, guys.
Charity beepers.
All you need to do is refute Islam. There are militaries and stuff, and Mossad and IDF, and people are going to take out the terrorists. You have to focus on the ideology and destroying the ideology.
You see this to prove. Fred Winslow, Apostate has faced onslaught against him, plus his humane stand for even with depression, with integrity, internalizing so much manic laughter at Saleh is totally understandable catharsis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I just don't have any understanding or compassion at all for people like that, for hypocrites, for absolutely evil, sick, messed up hypocrites like that. I don't care. I will laugh at her again. I will play the clip again later and laugh at her again.
Because you're a bully.
Evil, horrible people. Michael Bacon, on the topic of Jews importing Muslims into the West, at least in America, it's primarily Catholic organizations. In general, in the West, it is generally, in the West, yeah, I think in America, I'm not sure if it's entirely true for the West, but in America, the biggest religious organizations advocating for immigration are by numbers the Catholics. So if you're going to blame it on a religious group, blame it on the Catholics.
But the Catholics are being controlled by the Jews to bring about more people, to bring more people who hate Catholics and Jews.
You see, that's what they do. That's what they do. But mostly it's actually non-religious organizations. So, but yeah, you have to always pick out the Jews. Always pick out the Jews. And it's so funny because the religious Jewish populations, especially, are generally the religious conservative or Orthodox Jewish populations are generally in support of conservative right-wing politics in the West, including in America. If you go around asking the religious Jews who they vote for, they will tell you that they will vote for they vote for the Republican Party, that they vote for the conservatives. If you go around religious Jews in America on this, in fact, there was a video that I recently saw. Wait a minute, somebody actually did it. Hold up, hold up. Boom, boom. Let's see. Jews vote for who? Jews vote for who? Jews vote for who? Let's see. Jews vote for who? Street interview. Let's see. Where can I find it? Where can I find it? Where can I find it? There was some guy walking around asking Jews in a religious environment who they're going to vote for. And almost all of them said Donald Trump. In fact, nobody said Kamala Harris because they thought that Kamala Harris is pretty stupid.
Syrian girl posted, one Nasrallah will now become millions. That's even more than the chick who said hundreds of thousands. Millions.
Then they should all die. Then they should all die. Yeah, there was this video by Nate Friedman. I asked Orthodox Jews who they are voting for, and he goes through the Orthodox Jewish neighborhood, and I think every single person here says Donald Trump, for example.
It's good for the world. It's good for everybody.
Why is he good for the world?
Because he knows how to organize everything and how to straighten up everything. So far, he was very good. You have nothing to say against him. And you have plenty to say against the others.
Then Israel, it's a war in Israel. We need to stop it. Trump is a war that's written all up in the Torah about.
Yeah.
Be good.
Because he helped a lot of Jews.
How is he helping Jews?
So they're saying he is helping Jews. He is a man with integrity. He has morals. The other side, you can't trust them, and so on.
Anyone and give a hoot.
This is generally what?
What's right, and that's what I feel Trump represents.
Oh.
For Trump or
Trump?
Trump? Or why Trump?
Why Trump? because he doesn't give a hoot about anyone and give a hoot of what's right. And that's what I feel Trump represents.
I want to ask you, so I'm Jewish, obviously.
So he doesn't give a hoot about anyone. He gives a hoot about what's right. That's what Trump represents, and the other side doesn't. That's what he says. I don't fully agree, but this is generally the attitude among religious Jews. So that's what they do. Allah wants a ceasefire. Lloyd 444. Bet you Aisha wished Muhammad would use socks easier clean. This is true, but they didn't have socks, so she had to scrub it off his dress. His beautiful dress. Nasrallah, at the end of the day, I am immortal. This is true, and you're inside all of them. D&D made a super sticker. Appreciate it very, very much. Very, very much. Thank you. Very healthy super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyway, today is a good day. Thanks everyone for joining in on this good day. The super sticker said, "Keep it up." Very, very nice. Thank you. Today is a good day. Today is a wonderful day, and yesterday too. Actually, it was actually yesterday that he died, but today it was announced. A horrible person died, and this is good. This is good. This is good. Alhamdulillah. And we will be tomorrow live again on David Wood's channel because it's David Wood. Is that true, David?
It's Dawood.
It's Dawood. And thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Always appreciate everything. Let's hope for all the death-loving terrorist organizations to crumble and to fall. And thank Israel for doing what nobody is doing and taking out the trash. Somebody did a funny community post on my. Somebody did a funny comment on my community post earlier today that I find interesting.
Someone just tagged you in a funny tweet about the new girlfriend that you keep replaying. Check your recent ones. The one that was shared with you and me, and a response to Marwa.
I shall, but hold on.
Pretty funny.
I found this comment here very funny. It says, the Bagel Man 1507 said, Israel is like the roommate that does all the chores because all the other roommates are too lazy. So it's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Pretty based. Pretty based. Who tagged us where? Who? What?
What?
I don't see anything. Who tagged us where and who and how and what and why?
You don't see anything?
I don't see nothing.
It was while you were talking trash, and then someone said this is for AP and David Wood. They shared it. They shared.
I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing at all. I don't see nothing. I don't see anything. What does it say?
It was you, me, and that Marwa chick all tagged.
Oh, okay. I see it now. I just found it. Okay.
Okay.
Found it here. This is good. This is a good meme. Good meme. Good meme. Very good meme. Very, very good meme. This is a good meme. Thank you. Thank you.
I like how they put a pile of rubble right there.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Thanks everyone for being here, and thanks everyone for watching. I want to finish this with a beautiful celebratory moment here.
If you talk to a psychiatrist or people who actually read body language, they can tell you that it's out of control.
Marwa, so sorry to interrupt. We do now have official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please? I'm so sorry. That
was quick. Reap what you sow. Reap what you sow, lady.
Don't be a human-hating, death-loving terrorist sympathizer or a terrorist, and this won't happen to you. Don't be stupid. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Are you sick in the mind? Are you that mentally enslaved and intellectually subservient and intellectually molested and ideologically molested?
Don't be stupid.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a fantastic day. And as the GOAT always likes to say,
stay away from Islam.